9 cycles have passed. The 10th will never be. A great machine has cut the gods from the skies. Now the energy of chaos is removed from the world of Lacrin. Magic has ceased to exist. A changed world, a final cycle. There is one final journey to embark upon, a decisive duty filled, a mortal god, a few heroes, a last quest.
In Bellona's midtown in Alexandria, the 3 party members split up. Beau heads kind of downtown into the low town. Aura heads deeper into midtown. Where did Ellie go? Who the first one to leave?
She's just straight back to the guild.
Straight back to the guild, in kind of the in kind of a perfect split here, as one goes one way, one goes the other way, and the third, Ellie, you head through the town. How are you doing this? You just kind of walking through the street? You taking alleyways? You running across rooftops? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You tell me more. All right, you're muted.
Oh, how long are you gonna tell me?
Try again.
I was saying probably quick through the alleyways.
Quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she's pissed off. She just wants to get back.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Roll me another dice. Everybody rolled me a dice at the beginning here, but this is for
15.
something else. A 15. Mm-hmm.
Do we get to find out what the first dice was for?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
A 15. I think you make good time. While you're moving through these alleyways, and again, you know this place like the back of your hand. You're kind of used to the flow of the city. So even though you kind of move down these alleyways, you'll hop out at the other end onto a main road and a cart will trundle by, but you kind of, almost like a sixth sense, just move out of the way of it, kind of skip to the left of a gentleman who's carrying a sack of potatoes, a few swift steps and you're into another alleyway. Most people don't seem to notice you as you move. You blend in very naturally, skipping from alleyway to alleyway, and making your way back to the Assassin's Guild. Once you come to that kind of crossroads, the wider street that has all of the taverns on it, you head down the slightly smaller road. Which entrance are you taking? Through the tavern, or are you heading through the...
Tavern.
Just heading in?
Yeah.
You open the door and step inside, and you are immediately met with the sight of Mr. Kalugi Salatio. He looks drunk.
I'm so shocked right now.
And but he's still wearing his kind of half assassin's garb, the relatively new, fine, dark clothing that fits quite snugly to his body, and then he has this kind of large, garish coat with fur inlay that's old. He has these big boots that he's found. He's got these belts that he's wrapped around his hips, and you can see now that he seems to have armed himself. He has a sort of thin blade, similar to what you have, but a little longer, maybe a little thinner. He seems to have a couple of daggers as well.
Before I go in, I'd obviously signal that I'm done. If the guy following me is still following me, I'd signal that I'm done, and that he can return. But Otherwise, I'd walk in, close the door behind me, probably, lock it or barricade it as we had it before, and
Yeah.
just look at him.
As soon as you walk in, he stands up. He's got he just seems to be drinking from the bottle now. He's claiming bottle after bottle of gin and whiskey and moonshine. He wanders over to you immediately. Right, so I was thinking, right? If a demon isn't back to like whatever hell realm they came from, right? And they
Yeah.
get stuck here, like our fair monarch, then they've got to be mortal, right? So maybe you and I sneak up on the fortress, finish Grimm's job, and then we can lord it over him, right? But I'm better?
I put my hand on his shoulder. I'm like, you need to sober up first.
Oh, no, this is
No,
courage.
I'm not taking you anywhere like this. I thought
Liquid courage.
Zach was supposed to be looking after you.
He said something about Inquisitor this, Inquisitor that, and then he wandered out. Told me not to move, on pain of death. No, wait, he
Did
said
you-
on pain of losing my feet, and then death.
And you listen.
If he tells me what to do, I'll do it. Have you seen that man? He's scary as fuck.
I look towards the barkeep in? I always forget her name.
She is in. Her name is
I'll write it down this time.
Nell.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to write it for you too, but... yeah, she's sitting at the bar. She has a drink of her own. She's actually sitting eating some food as well. She has like just a very plain looking chicken and potato meal that she's sitting and picking at. Kind of just watching what you do. As soon as you look at her, she shoots you a knowing look, having clearly been lumbered with the babysitting of Kalugi. But she doesn't say anything.
Inquisitor, I'll say to her. Did Zach say anything else? Because obviously he's not going to be much help.
Oh, right, yeah, well, he did say... And then Kalugi butts in. Whack! Right over the horns of our fair queen, right? And then we bust out Grim, lording it over him. And then the 4, 3, 2... where is it?
I put my hand to his mouth and I just look at Nell again.
Right, anyway, yeah, I don't know where he went. He said something to Kalugi about the Inquisitor, but he said he wouldn't be long.
I guess, yeah, I guess I'd make my way into the actual guild, but I'll turn around to Kalugi and I'll say, hey, stay here, okay?
Yeah, right.
We'll think about that idea of yours. I'll think about it. I'll let it run, maybe. It seems like an okay idea. I'm
Okay.
clearly lying.
So, where's Beau?
He didn't come back? Well, we kind of got to a little argument.
How the hell do you get into an argument with Beau?
Oh, it wasn't Beau that got into an argument. He was just in the middle of it. Kind of went our separate ways to cool off, I assume. Don't know. I've never really argued with people like that before.
All right. I'll wait here and I'll sober up. And he takes a swig of whiskey.
I look at Nell and I'm like, yo, if you see Bug come in, tell him I'm looking for him. I need to see if he spotted anything.
All right, love.
And then I walk down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go look for Holcon.
Yeah.
Or just anyone
Who's
that
in?
might be in the main area.
See who's in. You immediately stumble into Holcon. As soon as you open the door, he's kind of walking past and he stumbles backwards, looks up at you with a large dwarven grin and says, Alright, I thought you was the big man.
What?
Oh, Zach's been running around on a tizzy.
Yeah, what's that about?
Don't know, end of the world.
Well, I mean, the end of the world, but something about Inquisitors? Are they here again? Are they looking for more information? Did they tell us if, like, we can get into the fortress?
What is you going to the fortress?
Well, we have a friend in there that's locked up for trying to attack the queen, and I kind of need to talk to him.
Alright, what you doing, going in the back door or the front door?
Well, I'm debating the back door now.
Hey, not too many done that. But That'll be a lot easier without the magic.
Probably. That's good. Yeah. Well, I gotta find Zach then, but I gotta also wait for my comrades or if they come back.
Hey, right, what's going on anyway? He kind of like, he tugs at your cloak and says, "Ah, you were in league with them there bastards.
I'm not in league with them.
What's going on? Everything's
They want
gone upside down."
information about all this losing of magic, and they ask a lot of very prodding questions.
Aye, I was getting prodded and poked for questioning too. Sims was asking lots about you.
What were they asking?
Where you from, where you was born, how old you are. I don't know, I said. And they looked at me like I should know. And I said, how am I supposed to know? I don't know. And I don't know. How old are you? 17. No, you gotta be a bit older than that. 21 now.
Why would they want to know more about me? Did they seem like they... Was this recently?
Yeah, last couple of days. That fella been back and forth. Posh looking bastard.
Reginald?
Hmm.
He's asking questions about us. I'm assuming about us, if it's about me.
Hey, I said I didn't know nothing about the others, but you, I know even less about. I said you'd come in here, crying like a wee babby, little ween, crying and crying and crying until the old Zack turned you into a weapon. Now you don't cry.
Alright, well, keep a lookout for me. If they come back, let me know.
Hey, we're not going to
Before
war
they
with them
find me.
bastards, right?
I have no plans on doing anything with them.
Very good. Nasty shit. And that's coming from us.
They got more secrets than us.
Hmm.
Alright, just let me know if they come before they find me.
Oh,
Please.
how's that hand? And he grabs at your sort of prosthetic hand. How's that working?
I can hold a dagger now.
Hey, let's see then. He
I pull.
walks away from you and says, alright, throw a dagger at me then.
I pull out one of my just random daggers. I don't want to pull out my poisoned ones. The last thing I need is to throw that at him and hit him. But I pull out just a random dagger and hold it in front of me for a second. And I don't throw it at him. I'd say like there's like this small vase on a table like behind him, and I throw it at that.
Okay. Roll me dice.
If I
13, yeah, successful. You throw this dagger pretty fairly. I'd say you don't feel like it's anywhere near as skillfully as you would have done with your hand. But you're certainly getting the hang of it. I wanted to say hand of it for the pun. You throw this thing, it launches, it hits the vase, chips the vase and kind of spins off to one side. The vase kind of wobbles a little bit, and then he says, alright, now catch mine, and he throws a dagger at you. Roll for me.
No, I want you to roll.
Alright. Tell you what, I will roll in here. You've got to beat a 13.
Okay. Oh, he hits me.
I think it hit it. You go to catch it with your hand. The movement of your arm and the prosthetic is correct. The positioning is correct, but kind of the grip and the precision that you're so used to doing. It's not really a difficult throw as he throws this little flechette at you. It's the type of thing that you could easily bat it out of the way or maybe even catch it in the air. You're certainly skilled enough to do it, but this dagger flies straight. And as you bring your hand down, you just kind of fumble with this prosthetic, and it maybe moves in an odd way, and you just kind of ding it. It sends the flechette kind of spinning wildly off. It dings off the wall behind you. It bashes into a sconce with a torch in it, and a few embers fly out around you. It's kind of chaos for a second. Oh shit! What's that?
I would say you should warn me next time, but
Hey,
I'd also say I'm a little rusty, I guess.
I want to make sure you can do that, you know. You've
Okay,
got
do
to
it
be able
again,
to
do it
use your
again.
wee
Do it
little
again, do it
hand.
again.
Oh, I'm
Come
not
on,
gonna.
do it again.
No, I'm not gonna start.
No, no,
He
no.
throws one at you.
Okay.
Let me see what you got to beat. A 16, 11. You do it. But it's not pretty. You catch it. If you were using your other hand, you probably could have just whipped it out of the air. You catch this thing kind of awkwardly out of the air. There's a moment as you kind of step backwards and ding, you catch it in the air, and he says, "Hey, that's I like it.
It's a little better. It's an improvement.
Hey, you're almost as bad as you were when you were 11.
Listen, I'm not. This is heavier than I thought it'd be. I'm not used to it yet.
Hey, you're not doing too bad.
Doesn't quite replace, my actual hand. Quite the same.
Right, you want some dinner?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Alright, we got peas.
Get someone to watch the door. I don't want those guys showing up and
Sorry,
getting
did
the
you
jump
hear
on
what
me
I
or
said? We've got
asking more
peas.
questions. Got peas?
You know how long it's been since I've had peas?
No, how
Fresh
long has it been?
peas.
I don't pay attention to what we eat anymore. I just eat whatever ends up being made.
I see how it is. Alright, so you don't want any peas?
When's the last time I had some of your peas?
Well, as far as I'm aware, yous didn't eat for a few months. At all.
Yeah, that's true. I don't remember even what they taste like, honestly.
Hey, you look like shite. So you're
Thanks.
gonna have some peas.
I'm gonna have some peas, yes.
Alright,
Maybe a pea soup or something. Too
alright.
much?
That's disgusting.
Pea... Okay.
He walks off, kind of trundles off towards where the kitchen area is. He's not really in charge of cooking and stuff, but he's getting on in his years, doesn't really do anything in terms of assassinations and things for the guild, so he tends to fill that role every now and then. You find that there's an element to him that ends up quite often caring for the new recruits,
Yeah.
and he treats you in a similar way, I think. And
He's
then,
kind of like the elder.
right. And then he trundles off. What are you doing?
Going to Zach's office.
Okay.
If I think he's not there, I don't know that he's not there, but I'll knock just in case he is there.
Yeah, you knock on the door. A few moments pass, no response.
I'll check for traps.
All right, roll for me. 7. Now, on the 7, that is a tough choice. You succeed in your action, but there's a cost. You check for traps. I think you find it, but you activate it. It doesn't do anything to you, but what you realize is it's not so much a trap, but a signal. You find a small stick that's been placed very discreetly in one of the corners of the door, and as you're moving around the doorway, you just nudge it, and it just takes the tiniest little touch on the edge of this thing, and you see that it snaps.
Does anything else happen?
No, but Zach will probably be aware that you've been in here, or someone has.
Oh, that's fine. I walk in.
Yeah, you pick the lock again and then head in. Yeah, inside it's the same office, dark, gloomy, dark oaken desk, books and scrolls and maps and weapons, mostly, on the walls and around the room.
I want to search his desk, like, for any notes that he might have taken about what was going on.
Okay. You can roll for me.
15.
There doesn't seem to be any notes that have been made recently by him. You can see what he was looking at, and it just seems to concern structures of buildings. The building above you, the tavern, as well as the building next door, which is just a set of houses, as far as you're aware. It seems like he was looking up kind of blueprints, reinforcing, figuring out how to reinforce the building above you.
Okay.
There
Seems like
is.
he's kind of being like post-apoc paranoid.
I think you get that kind of a sense. It seems like he's looking
Yeah.
up stuff like that. You also see that one of the towers in town that was destroyed, was hit by the airship. He has some information up as to what that tower was. It appears to have just been a tower that was part of the Merchant Guild offices and rooms that they would use. That's about it.
I'm gonna I want to sit at his desk and just grab I guess a dagger and start carving, take out the book and start carving the name and address in his desk in Thieves' Cant.
Of the doctor.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you do that.
And
You
then
carve it
I'm gonna
into his
take.
lovely oaken desk.
Oh, I do. He'll know why
Okay.
I was there. But it's like I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna cover it just barely, like that way. If he's sitting at the desk, like he'd maybe be able to see it under a blueprint, just barely.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, and then yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna stab the dagger into the side of the desk, and then or on top of the desk, and I'm gonna walk out and close the door and leave the trap, like the whatever the trap, as it is, so he knows I was there.
Yeah. And then you're gonna go and eat some food, relax a little.
Man, I really want to follow him. I really want to see what Zach's up to. Besides Doomsday prep. I think I would go. I don't think I would go eat soup. I think I would be too curious to go find out what Zach's been doing
Okay.
or what he's up to.
Where do you go?
I'd go
First?
back out the front probably. Well, I don't want to. I don't want to see Kalugi again. I go out this side.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And then what? What's the plan to track Zach?
Wherever I saw Zach meet the guys before, the Inquisition before, when they were in that building.
Yeah, the warehouses.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back into that area as hopefully as quietly and stealthy as I can.
Yeah. Okay, roll me a dice. 13. You begin making your way relatively stealthily, relatively quickly, I assume, towards the north, following the rivers. Eventually you come to an area where the rivers are quite wide, and it's just on the northernmost edge of Mid and High Town before you kind of get really close to where the fortress is. You can see the fortress looming up over you, and then there's an area where there's a lot of kind of warehouses. There's some like fishing stuff here as well. People will fish the canals, but it's not too common. When you come to this kind of abandoned warehouse, you begin to scout the place out. Certainly doesn't seem like Zach is here or the Inquisitor from what you're able to make out. As you kind of finish looking this place over, you do realize that you have been accompanied by someone. You become quite aware that somebody else is present in this area with you.
Oh, that's not good. Or it could be. I don't know. Maybe it's bug. I'd like to roll perception.
Yeah,
I don't know what to do here.
Well, you tell me what you want to do, and we'll see if you can.
I feel like it'd be one of those, like if
you're aware that there's someone
Ellie's
following you.
spidey senses are tingling right now. I feel like I try to outmaneuver them in a way where you like how someone's trailing you, so you try to like quickly quicken your pace and go around corners faster, but then like you kind of like juke them and go back or something like that.
Yeah.
Like trying to outmaneuver them and get them to like blow their positioning.
Okay.
I hope that makes sense.
Yeah,
it made sense to me.
Roll for me.
Okay. Gosh.
An 8. You begin this process, before you begin to kind of outmaneuver this person, you realize that they stumble out from beyond the warehouse, and they kind of, one of his legs buckles. You recognize that this is the bug. He's kind of, he looks drunk to you, and he says,
Okay. It was harder to do than I wanted it to be. Why did you have to move so fast all the time?
Are you okay?
No. You're being followed by somebody.
Did you just lead them to me?
Drugged me. I kind of blacked out for a little while. And when I came to, I don't know where or what. Well, then I came back and you were leaving, and then I shouted and you were moving, and then okay. Oh, God. My head hurts.
I'm immediately going to look around and see if I can sense anyone else.
yeah, roll for me.
16.
The bug kind of sits on the ground, right out in the open, very unlike one of your fellow assassins. And you begin scouting the area out, and it seems so empty here, so alone. It's a perfect meeting spot for assassins and inquisitors and maybe criminals. There's nobody here. In the distance, you can hear the town and the hustle and bustle, but this warehouse and the surrounding warehouses are empty and have probably been empty for years. Nobody seems to own them. They're not in use. The few warehouses that are in use probably aren't being used too heavily right now because there's not a huge amount of trade going on. So you do seem very much alone from what you can tell. It doesn't seem like he was followed.
Well, did you tell them anything?
And no, I didn't ask me anything. I was watching you.
Then why'd they attack you?
I don't know.
Who was it?
I don't know.
Man, this is hard. Let's see. I'm reading my abilities real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question. Using something like Curious Case, it says like you can learn where someone who was involved in the scene might be headed next, but that would just be him, right? It wouldn't be anyone else involved.
Yeah.
Okay, so everything would just pertain to him in the scene.
Yeah, unless you have like, a corpse or a footprint or something to work with in a detective style. Which
well, move out of the middle of. You're just sitting in the open. Are you seriously? I thought we trained you better than that.
I don't care. I feel like shit. Okay. All right.
Get over here.
Oh God. I don't know what the hell he hit me with. Sleeping weight, probably. Okay, so I didn't want to go back and tell Zach that I lost my mark.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to tell him eventually. You know that, right?
Yeah, and why did you split up?
Got into a fight.
Oh, which one was I supposed to follow?
Me.
Oh, well, hey, made my mark.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, about that. So you don't know why these guys attacked you. You don't know. Obviously, they were following you, who was following me. You were supposed to find the people following us, not get hit by them. You know that, right? Like, that's the way it's supposed to go down.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a big fail on my part.
Where'd you get attacked?
The roof. The building you were on.
Right before we split up?
Yeah, you were talking to a gnome.
And did you see the others that I split up with?
You went one way. I saw the old man start to head towards the low town, and then one footstep
Before I knew it, hand round my throat, another with a stinking cloth. Oh. God, my
Can I
head
inspect
smarts.
him and see if I can tell what he got hit by?
Yeah,
If it's, I don't even know.
roll me a dice.
Another 16.
A 16. It's there's quite a few things that you can hit someone with that that
Is there like a
you.
smell coming off of him?
It's a sweet smell, which suggests to you that it would be some sort of potent sleeping weed. There are lots of quite common drugs that would do this, but to have it be so strong and so concentrated, it's probably really expensive to get something that this fast acting. You
It
guys,
seems like it might be professional.
yeah, you guys certainly have access to this kind of poison and these kinds of things. To have such a strong, concentrated dose of sleeping weed that was applied to a rag to be placed over someone's nose that kind of almost immediately knocks them out for a short time is it would be really expensive, minimum. Not too easy to get a hold of, but yeah, they're probably a professional like you at your level.
I'm gonna try and pull him into the nearest warehouse, or like maybe even a nearby shed or something,
Mm-hmm.
and sort of like cover around where he's at and just say, hey, you need to sleep this off, and then when you're done, make sure you're not followed back to the guild.
Okay. Where are you going?
I'm gonna go look for their the old man.
Oh, shit. Hey, come on. You know, my record's okay. He doesn't need to know, like, straight away. I can
No,
I can
the
help you
actual
out,
old
or-
man, not Zach, the other old man. Beau, not
Oh,
Zach.
right. Okay. You sure you
I don't
need
even know
help?
where Zach's at, but I need you to find out where Zach's at, and maybe the Inquisition's been poking their noses and asking questions about me. Do you know anything about this?
No. Zach told me to be careful.
Around me?
No. That the, Inquisitors might be looking into this. Whatever you're
Looking
mixed up in.
into this. So do they think... Are they accusing me of... I mean, I gave him half the story, but I told him I'd give him the other half after. Is that what they're saying? They want the other half.
What story?
Oh, well, that's a long story. I'm not getting into that right now.
Okay.
Yeah, you sleep this off and go back to the guild.
Yeah,
Start
that
to walk
sounds
out.
good.
He kind of leans back, rubbing his head, and yeah, where are you headed now?
Since it doesn't seem like anyone's nearby, I want to go, I want to rip out the one page with the address and then tuck the book in, like, as he passes out, like, tuck the book, like, in his, outfit
Mm-hmm.
and then move out. I don't want to be caught with a whole book, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If people are looking for us and jump me, I'm kind of terrified.
Mm-hmm.
If they can jump him, they can jump me. But I'm gonna head to what you said, Lowtown is where Beau was headed.
Yeah, he was heading that direction.
I'm gonna. Is there a bar that I know of in Lowtown?
There's bars everywhere. Yeah, you can assume
I'm
there's
probably
a bar
gonna
in
head
every
towards the
corner.
bar area of Lowtown.
All right. Yeah, you
I'm gonna
start
head to
moving.
one where maybe the prettiest ladies might be.
Good idea. And yeah, you start moving. It's a pretty. It's about the longest possible distance that you can traverse. You're coming from all the way up on the edge of Hightown towards the Lowtown, so I think that's a good time for us to flip over as you head out, and we head towards the open ocean once again. We first come to Suuna, who you are asleep later the same night. When you suddenly awaken,
Oh.
and it's a sudden awakening. That feeling like you're falling for a moment kind of jolts you awake. Maybe an arm or a leg kicks out a moment as a dream or possible nightmare ends, and you wake up. You remember one thing from the dream or the nightmare, and it stays with you, but the rest of the dream seems to dissipate very quickly. What do you think that one thing is?
Oh. I probably these young companions we have these young monks. I'm wondering if it's we're related most likely, and I feel a sense of duty and obligation to protect them. And I'm probably worried that I cannot any longer.
Yeah, you see, as you kind of turn around, you notice that the monks are sleeping. While they're asleep, their faces are extremely similar. They look like brother and sister. They might be twins. Across from
like
them,
my mother?
they sort of
or my
don't.
children?
They sort of don't, but they have the same skin complexion as your children. But in the face, they look relatively different, and eyes.
All right.
I mean, your eyes were and still remain kind of odd.
Yes.
But
Thank you.
yeah.
I probably sit next to them and just kind of look at them and how peaceful they are when they're sleeping, and it probably calms me a little bit from the nightmare. And I didn't realize they were probably twins, but they do have matching noses. You're right. Their eyebrows the same.
The boy has the drawing that Kairo would have shown you earlier on. That Kairo probably showed you as a younger image of you, but you recognize fully to be Mother Numera, your own mother. Remained from as long as you knew her, and from what you understand, always practically looked the same age.
Yes.
Even in your memories of her and the last time we witnessed her in this campaign, she looked younger than you did. She looked like she was in the prime of her 20s. And Kairo shuffles over in her sleep. The other passengers softly sleeping in their sort of dedicated areas. The halfling a little closer to your area. The Kenku
Make
kind
sure
of...
Kairo is tucked in. Make sure she's covered with a blanket so she's not having disturbed or troubled sleep. I know she doesn't like the ocean, so she's probably not having good dreams either.
There's a hoot from an owl.
Oh, it's fine. I'm just tucking her in.
EP is staring at you from atop one of the marble chunks here below decks. Hippo's sleeping bag is empty.
Oh. What time is it?
It's very late. I don't think you know the time, but it's most certainly really, really late. It would be gone midnight.
His sleeping bag is empty. Is there anything else of his that's out and about? I just kind of want to look at his area.
I would imagine most of his stuff is here.
Is his pipe there or anything? Like, just trying to see if he's maybe gone for a walk, or if it looks like his bag was ripped from his bag.
I think you notice that his pipe is missing.
Okay. He's gone for a walk. All right. Well, I will get up, look over the children once more, and then I will take a stroll as well.
Above decks, where do you think you're standing, Hippo?
Yeah, probably just leaning on the railing, just watching the night sky, probably.
Sitting maybe at the bow of the ship. The back
Yeah,
there,
probably.
when you came up here and headed out, there was only 2 people above decks. There's Eno, who is on the captain's wheel, seems to have taken a night shift, just basically standing there in his own thoughts, doesn't give you a nod or anything like that. And way up in the crow's nest, there's an elven man who gives you a curt wave but goes back to kind of a half snooze. And the top decks of the ship here are quite empty. It's pretty cold. It's still a calm ocean, but the night sky, the chill, the salt air kind of, I think, hits you. It's not frozen or anything, but I think you notice it. You're coming from a very hot climate.
Yeah.
And you head towards, maybe the bow of the ship. As you kind of head out, you can see that the night sky is brilliant. There is a half moon. There is a sky full of stars. And one thing that I think, after a few moments puffing on your pipe, sitting or leaning, looking upwards, you see a constellation in the sky that you've only ever seen in books. It's called Surge's Arrow, and it's a constellation that hasn't been seen for hundreds of years. And for you, it faces backwards. However, Surge's Arrow always faces west. And the odd thing about this constellation is that it's only viewable from the western coast of Thelmecia, which is a continent that fell into the ocean long before you were born, hundreds of years ago. I think it strikes you as odd before you hear another person heading up behind you.
A nice night for a stroll, I'd say.
Oh,
Enjoying the view.
hi.
What are we looking at?
How well do you know your? Well, I guess you. I don't know the stars. How well do you know your stars?
I mean,
Constellations.
Fairly well. Well enough. Probably
Well-
better than you.
All right then. A challenge for you.
All right.
Just up there.
Mm-hmm.
You see it? That constellation there. What do you think that is?
Oh, well, I think, isn't it supposed to be the other way?
You see, that's what I thought.
That's weird.
It is. I mean, maybe it's something to do with the magic stuff. Maybe there was some magic in
Oh.
between, and you know.
Oh, the magic stuff.
Uh,
You
yeah.
believe in that now?
Well, it's. I do believe. I always. Well,
Maybe we've got it wrong. Maybe it was always this way. Maybe it's always pointing west, not on the west side. No, that's not right. It is the west side, isn't it? West side of.
supposed to be on the way, but you know that was a long time ago. Maybe they got it wrong.
Do you think
so-
Thelmecia's below us right now?
Well, maybe. You know, I was thinking. You were right earlier, I think.
Right. About.
You know, we probably should talk.
Well, I'm listening.
No, ladies first, if you.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, well,
Well, it's you who's struggling the most right now with all the moping and so
well,
I thought maybe
yeah,
you would have something that you need to say.
well, as you know, I don't, you know me, I don't say much, so when I can. It's been, it's been a long time since I was in Alexandria. You know, and just, well, that's just a wee bit of it heading back. You know, just a wee bit of it. There's other stuff, but
Are you nervous?
well, you know, I left. I mean, I didn't think I was going to be going back.
Oh, I understand that.
Right. Well, I don't think I really wanted to go back. You know, just, you know, there's just, it's a lot to it. You know, I wanted to not think about it, and then, you know, heading back, I'm just thinking about it again, and then the other stuff's making me think about it, and
Well,
you know.
what is it that you're thinking about? What happened?
I'm just thinking about, you know, you know, I'm a fool. You know, that's me. I
Well,
don't know, and
that's nothing new, but go on.
it's not. You know, and I learned that. You know, back in Alexandria, back in Bologna, and you know, I thought I was a hero, or I was gonna be, and well, there's a lot of shame. You think you're a hero and you find out you're a fool, that's all. You know, that's all back there. You know, and then, well, I was kind of here now too, I guess. Couldn't help you. You nearly died because of it. Just another reminder. You're a Filippo. Not a hero. And, well, moping. Just thinking about that, you know. Mostly.
Do you know what I think?
Do I ever?
I think more important than being a hero is being wise enough to realize we're all fools. And I think that is probably the most attractive thing in another human.
Wait. What's next for you after? You know, I know it's a lot to think about after, but we'll, you know, you know what's going to happen there. But you know, after it's all said and done, you know, when you're finished being the hero, what's next for you? Are you off to your family, or
To be honest, I hadn't really decided. You know, when I found Yoskorin, I didn't remember the way home. I didn't remember really what I had left behind, and I'm wondering now if that was purposefully done so that I could continue and I could do what it was that I needed to do. And but I'll tell you what, I much prefer when two fools are together than just one.
Well, I mean, you deserve better than that.
Shh. I just take his hand. I like this.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Now I swear it's always been the other way around.
Yeah,
I thought the arrow was supposed to be pointing in the other direction.
It was, maybe it's... Is it maybe... No any visions about arrows the wrong way? Or...
No.
Back in Bellona's midtown, as I continue to fade them out again, we return to an alleyway in which a particular tiefling is dumbstruck as she finds out that there is, in fact, an inquisitor behind her. You, playing a little game of cat and mouse here, are stood in an alleyway in the very uppermost regions of the high town. It's a relatively long alleyway. There is a few doors, but it's mostly just alleyway here. Pretty thin, and the door in front of you is open an inch less. There's no response from the Inquisitor that's inside Reginald for a moment as you speak back and forth before you realize that there is a blade pulled on you from behind. What do you do immediately? What's your first reaction?
Well, I went quiet a few times. Did I not hear him breathing behind me?
If you're going quiet right now, you would hear him breathing.
Okay. I'm doing my whole spiel about, oh, I got this delivery, you need to come sign for it, and he's not replying. If I hear him breathing, I'm going to turn around very quickly and draw my sword.
Are you drawing it like as in mid-swing you're going to use it, or just pulling the thing out?
I want answers from Reginald, so I'm pulling it out. And I'm not planning on, and there's blood still on it from Bob.
Yeah. As you spin on Reginald, the first thing you'll notice is that he looks exhausted. When he appears behind you, he kind of lets out a breath as if he was holding his breath. You immediately notice that he's wearing nothing on his feet, no shoes. He looks like he's just sprinted 100 meters in 30 seconds. Extremely quiet. This is the kind of like frightening quiet that you've only really experienced with Ellie, but it is absolutely something that you've seen before. He's got that kind of level of roguish skill. As you spin and go to draw your sword out, he brings the dagger down towards your hand. Roll a dice for me.
What? It's Reginald.
Yeah.
18.
18. You see him kind of with this knife up in front of his face. Because he turns it to bring the thing down, it looks like he's going to aim for your hand. Maybe he's just trying to disarm you, but you very quickly bring your the hilt of your sword back up instead and parry it back, it kind of knocks his hand back. He's shocked. He seems to be kind of a little shocked in general that you're here. His eyes taking in the blood on the blade. You hit the dagger, but he managed to hold his grip. He moves backwards a little bit and then holds two blades up in front of him in a kind of close-knit style, as if he's kind of used to fighting in these tiny little alleyways. Kind of out of breath, he says, "So it was true then, was it? What you did to Bob?"
Reginald? Before I even answer, can I use my skill Overpower
Yeah.
on Reginald? I feign that I'm going to start answering him, and then I just immediately lunge on him and grab his arms and try to drag him inside of his apartment to close the door and tie his hands together.
All right, what does Overpower do? Read it for me.
You use your strength to overpower a commoner or minion within reach. You cannot use this ability on bosses. Describe how you overpower them. You put the target in a compromised position until they spend a turn getting out of it. During this time, basic attacks hit them for double damage.
Here's what I'll let you do. Technically, he's a boss. You can put... You can spend the cost, but it will be higher. If you spend 3, you can do it to him.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay. So how does it look? You can basically do this. Like the thing with you and the other characters is that I think you're all a little stronger than you maybe expect. You're certainly stronger than you give yourselves credit, and you're also stronger than you were at the beginning of this campaign. It's borderline supernatural. You've come back from this journey, and I don't think you realize your own strength. Going toe-to-toe with Inquisitor Bob maybe didn't feel like a huge deal to you, but would have been insane to watch. That would have been like if you, Katie Peters Plays, had done a few, kickboxing lessons throughout your life, went on a journey for 3 months and then came back and took on a UFC champion or something. Like, the difference is kind of crazy. I'm not sure if you're aware of it necessarily as Aura, but whatever you do now certainly shocks Reginald.
I think just from the adrenaline of fighting Bob and stalking Reginald back to his secret lair, I also have that panic because I know that I have the sense that everyone I love and care about is in danger. So I go to feign that it's like, oh yeah, I am sorry, Reginald, and go to put my sword away, and then immediately just lunge at him, use my elbows to knock the daggers out of his hands, grab him by his arms, and put a hand over his mouth and just drag him inside of his apartment. And then I have a belt on my coat, and I take that belt off and I just wrap it very tightly around his hands.
Yeah, I think you do all this stuff. It's not like he lets you just do this. There's a moment where you're kind of feigning whatever it is that you were attempting to do, kind of put the sword down or speak or answer, and then suddenly you're moving. And I think in that moment, you see him kind of unsure of himself, and you use that to push the daggers away from him. You knock one of them clear out of his hand. He brings the other one down, but you grab his wrist, turn it. He brings his wrist up to kind of try and counter yours. That's when your other elbow comes in and knocks him up against a wall. Twisting his arm, he drops one of the daggers. You're moving around him. He looks like he knows what he's doing, and yet somehow just you, again, it's an overpower move. You literally just drag him backwards. He's not completely subdued necessarily, but you get him in a position where you kind of have all the cards and pull him quickly into the doorway. As you burst through, you can see a small kind of house. It's like a full house with what looks like 2 floors. You can see a stairwell leading upwards. There's a room in the front here where it seems like there are 2 desks. It looks like a kind of it looks like a place that someone might work, like a double office or something like that, but there's very little going on in it. And then in the back there's a kitchen. You can see at the far end that there's another door on the street side that's kind of open. You can see one shoe in the doorway, another one missing, and you drag him through into this room. He is going to attempt to do one thing to break out of this. If he doesn't, you pretty much probably will have control. I'm going to roll 1 dice. for him. Here, if I can get to the dice roller. A 3. What are you doing next? Take
There's
control of this
chair.
situation.
There's a chair, right? That by one of the desks.
There's plenty of chairs, yeah.
I like use my foot and I drag one over and I like shove him down in it. And does he have any rope or anything in his room or anything I can use to tie his hands and his legs to the chair?
Let's find out. I'm gonna say on a 20, yes. You can actually see that there's a few things in here that don't necessarily make sense. First of all, you see an Inquisitor's bag, which he didn't have on him when he came in, but there's like a relatively large-looking satchel with all sorts of bits and pieces on it. There are like 2 go bags, is what it looks like. One, the type of adventuring pack that you probably set out with on a daily basis with Alvin. One that kind of looks like it's filled with an extra set of clothes. One that seems to be filled with other items and things. On the side of one of them, though, you can see that there is a rope.
As I'm grabbing some of this rope and tying him up, okay, so is there someone else here? Is it just you? Don't lie to me.
He is looking around, and he kind of seems to be accepting what's going on in a fearful way, not in a just letting you do this way. He seems to just be kind of concerned. As you're tying him up, he's a couple of times he maybe says something like, "Don't kill me, okay? Listen, we can come to some sort of understanding. No, there's nobody else here. This is just one of our safe houses."
Well, it's not so safe, is it?
Well, no, I suppose not. Now that you're in here.
Where is Beau and where is Ellie? If you sent one of them after me, you sent them after those 2 as well.
Well, yes, no, not the assassin. She's protected.
Okay, then why just Beau and I?
Because you're not protected.
Okay, you need our help, and yet in sending us off on these whirlwind errands, and then you're just gonna arrest us?
Well, it's not quite that we need your help. You're a terrible traitor to this world.
I knew I couldn't trust you. I knew this whole time you're just full of bullshit,
Well,
Reginald.
Perhaps before you slit my throat, you could explain to me precisely how you managed to get away with all of this.
I don't owe you anything, Reginald. I'm gonna start rifling through his room. I'm starting to flip. I'm flipping stuff over. I'm looking for stuff.
Yeah,
now.
the actual building just seems to be almost bare. There's a few things in here that just look kind of like plain, kind of clean-looking pots and pans. They've been used maybe once or twice. You can see that there's a few books that are just kind of, flip the pages books, nothing of real interest. When you look into the Inquisitor's bag, however, you see all sorts of things. There's a disguise kit. There are thieves' tools, which is lockpicks and things like that. There are some items in there that don't make any sense to you. They just look strange. A thing that looks like a Rubik's Cube. There's a kind of hexagonal-looking thing that looks like you can twist the inner part. You can also see some just sort of basic things like a crowbar, pliers, things that might be torture equipment or maybe dentistry stuff. It could be one or the other. It's kind of hard to tell. The other 2 bags, again, have 2 changes of clothes and sleeping equipment and, that kind of stuff. Nothing really like that would give anything away. You also find his book that he has, 2 actually. He's got a larger book and a smaller notepad. Almost everything written inside, if it isn't a diagram or an image, is in that kind of Inquisitor script. And then you find a pen as well with it all.
And it's all in that, I guess, language, for lack of a better word, I do not understand, correct?
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm going to grab both the books. I'm going to take the lockpicks. Can I take all the bags?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I mean, you'd be loaded up, but yeah.
Planning a trip, Reginald? Where are you going?
No, these things are left here all the time.
so you can leave.
Well, yes, in case of an emergency.
Okay, well, where's Beau?
I'm not at liberty to tell you that.
I punch him in the face.
Okay. Yeah, you hit him. It's hard, and he kind of seems to eat it. He looks back up at you, a lip split, a little trickle of blood running down his cleanly shaven chin. He says, I assure you I have been trained by the greatest, torturers known to living kind. You won't be
Okay.
getting any answers out of me. Beau is ours now, and we shall be using whatever techniques we can to
Why
get...
didn't you just arrest us right away? Why wait? Why make this whole big thing out of it?
Because if you were telling the truth, then you would be innocent, wouldn't you?
How do you know what's the truth and what's not? How do I know? You've never said one thing. Oh, the whole time. Hey, we'll tell you everything. Every single time. Mum's the word from you, Reginald.
Well, we did actually tell you everything, basically. We told you things that we probably shouldn't have told you. You, however, have not given us even a modicum of respect, let alone anything other than half of a poppycock story.
Well, good thing that I don't need to prove anything to you. I just need to know where my friend is, and then we can both go on our merry way.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen. We're going to stop whatever your final part of your plan here is.
Who's Perry? Why did we need to go get this doctor? Was that just a big distraction to get us out?
No, it truly was at the request of the fortress. We wondered whether you would indeed do this for us. Of course
I
you
did.
didn't.
We did. I went to this doctor's office, and we couldn't find anything in there of where to find him after that.
Well, that explains why he went missing, I suppose.
How did you even know if we did this or not? You're just going based on assumptions. Is that how you run the Inquisition, based on assumptions?
No. We had somebody trailing you the entire time.
Who? Was it my friend that I met in the streets later?
Well, for a time there, yes. Although we don't often send Bob on those sorts
His
of...
name's Bob?
Yes. Don't
You know he can't talk, right?
Well, he could talk, and then magic kind of took away the ability for him.
Yeah, you should know he's got crazy eyes.
Oh, he's got more than crazy eyes. Yes, well, we're a little understaffed, unfortunately. Thanks to you and your kind.
Well, maybe you and I can just take a walk, and we'll just walk until you show me where Beau is.
Oh, absolutely, that would be fine by me.
Nope, you're agreeing to it too easily. I don't trust you.
Very well, I'll stay here.
Have I found everything in the room? Like, are there any drawers or anything I can search?
There are, but there's nothing in them. This is for sure just kind of an empty or show house of some sort.
How do I feel with that bond? Like, I don't know, do I have any senses that are worse or worsening?
Everything. You feel full paranoia, I think, at this point. For everyone.
I'm just looking at something and just seeing, I don't know. Could I use something called Don't You Know Who I Am on him?
What is that?
And you can say no, but you impress common folk and minions by pretending to be someone notable. You initiate the ruse by giving a special wink, like it's like you come up with this, you trick them into thinking that you're more important than you are or something.
I mean, I guess it depends on what you're doing. Are you trying to
I'm trying to convince him to give me the information, and I don't know
Who are you going to claim
if I
that
create
you
this
are,
ruse.
Like,
Yeah, like that I'm someone more important than I really am. Because I don't think Aura thinks she's somebody important, but that she could go, I've been undercover and I'm a royal princess from up north and like that kind of thing.
You can attempt to do this, but I'll warn you, he is not a minion or common folk. So if the lie is good enough or makes sense, or fits something that would work on Reginald, then I'd allow it. If not, then it won't work. I'll tell you that much.
Okay, well maybe
have
then
to
what I
spend
do
it.
is like I have this moment of like I could try to convince him I'm someone else, and then I look at him and the fact that I think he's smarter than I'd like to admit. So I'm not gonna try to do that. What do you need from me, Reginald, in order for you to give me what I want?
Well, you could come in, submit to a full arrest, answer our questions honestly.
Okay, that. Oh my god. You're one of the most dishonest people I've ever met, and you're asking me to be honest with you.
Well, first of all, yes, I am one of the most dishonest people you've ever met, but I'm an Inquisitor. That's partially my job. Second of all, I've been quite honest with you.
All right, I'm pulling out the books that have that. Teach me how to read this.
Now?
Yep. Teach me how to read this.
Well, it took me 6 months to learn.
Okay, you've got to have like a pamphlet or something that I can use to translate.
Yeah, I do, yes.
Okay, where's the pamphlet?
We'll have to go to my office.
Would Beau happen to be in the building that your office is located in?
Very possibly.
Reginald, I don't like you, and I don't want to hurt you, but I might have to hurt you.
Yes. Well, again, you can cut off my fingers, you can cut off my ears, toes. It's not going to do you a whole lot of good.
I crouch down in front of him. Do you have anybody that you care about, Reginald?
A few.
Okay. Like who? Like a sister or mother?
How about my fellow Inquisitors that you've killed?
I've killed none of your Inquisitor friends.
Maybe not by your hands.
Is this like a thing of yours where you just like to place blame on other people because you don't know where to actually place the blame?
I think I know where to place the blame.
Is this a vendetta for you? Because it doesn't feel like it's some sort of mission that the Inquisition has set you on.
It's certainly the final mission that we're going to get. That is, unless we can jumpstart the magic again.
What was magic to you before all this?
My job?
Yeah, I get that, but what could you do?
Almost nothing.
Okay. So then you don't feel like you're really missing much then?
Suppose not, apart from my friends.
Alright, well my friends are in danger now too, and I need to know where Beau is, so you need to tell me, Reginald.
Is he the ringleader?
No, Beau, I think Beau was a escort or something here in Bologna. I don't think he knew about anything until we all got thrown into something that none of us were prepared for.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Something
I know.
missing.
Alright, well what do you...
You were
I don't know why you
coerced,
don't-
weren't you? Is that what it
No,
was?
I was...
Who was it?
You know what, Reginald?
Huh?
It doesn't really matter at this point. I
Sea
was
stalker?
sucked up into the sky by some sort of godly force, thrown into a room with the four of them, and then we're set on a quest to... It was a race. To be honest, it didn't really make sense.
Yes, I know half the story.
Okay, well, what do you need from me to... What could I tell you that would make you trust me?
Fame. You're from?
Yes.
That's rather near Caspian Wharf.
What's Caspian Wolf?
That's where this all started. Happened to meet a man called Cedric. Did you? When? How long?
Cedric? I don't know a Cedric.
I'm
I
at your
was left-
mercy. You can tell me now.
I was left on a doorstep as a baby. In a town full of humans, no less. Had like this mark on my back my entire life. Just farming and walking around the woods. And then one day I find myself in some celestial race that I have no idea I'm prepared for. I don't know a Cedric.
You have, blanks in your memory?
I don't know, like I wake up a lot. Like, do you ever get like a lingering feeling like you can't remember something?
Well, can't say I do, but You've been, tricked.
Okay, by you? I feel like I've been tricked by you.
No. The Dragonfly crew.
No, I don't know anything
They
about a
used
dragonfly
you.
crew.
They used your friends.
How?
They trick people who have vendettas, people who have lost people who want to take down the gods who did this to them. You're one of them, right? Left on a doorstep. Make you rather angry.
No, I had great parents, and you know what?
What about your original parents?
Well, clearly they didn't want me, so I think all things worked out considering. I have an awesome friend. I have a guy waiting for me up north. I don't want to be here right now. I want to be on my farm, growing potatoes and harvesting kale and looking for mushrooms in the forest. I do not want to sit here with a man tied up with one. How did you get outside so quickly? And you just.
Well, I'm very fast.
That's very clear. I still don't. Is there like a hatch?
No, I'm... If there's one thing I'm good at, it's sneaking up on people. Not as strong as... Move unnaturally quickly yourself. I can tell when people are lying to me. I know. It's been years of this job, but... You don't seem like you're lying to me, and I can't figure out why.
What do I gain from lying to you? My entire world has been turned upside down. And I had this year of my life, which turned out to be a dream, that was everything I ever wanted, and it's gone. And now I wake up from that awful realization that it was a dream, and my friends are sick, and I left the person that I love, and now I'm here, and I'm fighting with my friend, and I can't find Beau. And I can't help but have this sinking feeling in my gut that you're doing something to him and that something's wrong and I have to fix it, and you're not letting me fix it. You're not helping me.
I think you've been used. I think you were tricked into joining a cult. I think that they've done something to you, either by magic, drugs, I don't know, but they've twisted and warped your sense of reality. You think that you're on a journey to save people, and you've done this. You've helped them.
Reginald, I don't think that's the case. I think that maybe you need to expand your mind a little bit.
Well,
you believe in this magic and these things that can just appear out of nowhere, and that's gone now, but you can't wrap your head around that something bigger than you could have happened, something that maybe you don't understand?
Well, then why not help us? Why not tell us the story? I
don't know, because I don't trust you, Reginald. You told us that you would tell us everything, and then you just didn't. You kept putting it off, and I noticed those things over time. It might not seem like it might be some sort of trick they taught you in the Inquisition, but it's really noticeable I grew up somewhere simple. I listen to what people say. You can't just flourish things and think that you're getting away with it.
We told you mostly the truth. The only thing we didn't tell you is that you were being trailed. We couldn't just let you waltz off. You disappear, plucked out of the homes that you were living in and thrown into a race against these gods, and then you start making these accusations of false godhood. And then something kills them all. You killed some of them, and then there's this other figure. And then you appear just in time to see the end. The fruits of all this labor.
Do you think I wanted this?
Think of it from our perspective.
I know, but what do I have to gain? I used to snap my fingers and I could light anything on fire that I wanted to, and now I can't. Like, there's things that I miss too. I never imagined. The only world I wanted without magic is one that I could be happy in. I don't care if other people do it. If I don't have it, it's fine. As long as I can build what I want. I don't think that I'm the one that's brainwashed.
Then what? What would you do without us?
I've done quite well without you for My
Is that
whole
right?
life.
Then what about the years and years and years ago, the werewolves, the thing that attacked Beau? What was it? A drow monstrosity.
It's just drow. They come out and they
No.
try to.
It was as large as a house.
I don't.
It was
know
about
what
to
you're
kill
talking-
everybody.
The Butcher of Beam?
No. It was a very, very large thing, powered by a great mechanical set of arms. Unstoppable
been-
as soon as it started moving.
Is this before I was born?
No.
Well, I don't remember that.
Yes. That would be because you didn't know about it. It was stopped by one of our inquisitors, Lyra. She saved
All right,
everybody
well-
in your town, your home, all of your friends and family.
Well, why don't I talk to Lyra? We can go back and I can talk to Lyra.
I don't know where she is.
Okay? I don't know where some of my friends are either. I think you and I have a lot more in common than you might think, and if we work together, and you're not just mostly honest with me, you're honest with me, I think we can figure it out. I think we can figure it out and maybe piece it together.
Why did Ellie claim that she was responsible for killing a god?
A lot has happened over the last bit, and I think that we were put into fights that we didn't really know a lot at the time, and we had to defend ourselves, and maybe we did kill some gods. In my head, I can't even wrap my head around it. But sometimes you're put into positions where you have to protect yourself.
Yes, well, it wouldn't be the first time in history that somebody was plucked out of nowhere and thrust into some sort of celestial combat situation. It's happened. It happens all the
So-
time.
Then why didn't you believe us?
Because it wouldn't give us the entire story. Something seemed
Well,
off.
From me?
Well, all of you. You gave us half the story and it seems so strange. There is so much information that doesn't make sense to us that we don't have information on.
Well, I guess the thing is we were all there, and we all have different parts of the story. We all viewed it differently. I didn't trust you because you aren't fully honest with me. Ellie wants to keep bits protected so that she can hopefully meet with Grimm, a man who tried to cut my head off, and I don't know why we need to talk to him. And then I know Beau's just trying to help figure this out. Beau does not deserve to be wherever he is right now. You need to tell me where Beau is. Beau is a good person.
I can't do that, not until I know I can trust you.
How can I trust you?
Seems we're at a stalemate.
Okay, then, what if we make a pact? A blood pact.
Blood pact.
Yeah. I grab one of his daggers. I cut my hand, you cut yours, and we shake on it. It's one of them. You can't break a blood pact.
Why?
You just can't. I've only ever done it with two other important people in my life. And if I do this with you, I will not break it.
Show me your hand.
I hold out my hand to see, so you can see my palm.
Is there a scar on it?
Yeah, there's two scars kind of slightly, one down the middle and then one kind of crossed over it.
You want me to gamble what could very well be the end of the world on a blood pact.
Have you ever done anything like that where you've... It's more than a promise. It's like an oath. You have to believe it in your heart. It's not, I have nothing to gain by hurting you, Reginald. I have nothing to gain by killing you. Give me something to gain by trusting you.
Fine. Blood Pact. We'll work together and we'll work out what's going on. But you have to tell me everything, the entire story, before we leave.
All right, and you will do the same?
Yes.
And you'll give me that pamphlet on how to read your writings?
I'll try and teach you. Yes.
I look him in the eyes. I'm trusting you. And I start untying his hand so he can cut his own hand. And I'll take the dagger and slice my palm open and hand the butt of the knife to him.
Doesn't seem rather sanitary.
That's the whole point.
Fine. I suppose it is the end of the world.
What do you have to lose?
He cuts his hand, thrusts it out.
I thrust my hand out and like really work it in there and shake it.
He shakes your hand back. And that is where we're going to go to a break this evening. Thank you so much for watching,
What?
everybody. We're
No!
going to go to a short break. And when we return, we will see what's going on in other parts of the city. Thanks for watching. See you in a few minutes. We return to an unknown location in the Inquisition dungeons. Beau, you are tied up, nude, in a pitch dark room. Nothing, no light spilling in from even a crack in the doorway ahead of you. You know the room to be very small. It smells absolutely awful in here. No thanks to yourself helping.
No.
I don't think you know how long it's been. I don't think you can tell whether it's been an hour, or if it's been 2 hours, or if it's been 6 hours, or if it's been a day. Time is starting to stretch out. You rolled a dice for me at the beginning.
I did. I was a 7 too.
And it was a
I
7.
wasn't Wasn't a great roll.
For you, this is a slightly different role. You, this is how hungry you are.
Oh no.
Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 20, you're a 7 for hunger. You're starting to get really hungry. There's probably a stomach grumble that echoes off of the walls. What have you been doing or thinking about, if anything?
I've been thinking about the girls, wondering, if they're safe, if they're all right, if maybe they're even possibly in here with me, but I see nothing. Perhaps, can I hear anything, Brad? No sounds.
I think once or twice you've heard some jangling keys walk past the door, but it's almost as if the door is reinforced. When the door opened, you could see that there were furs lining the outsides of the door to give it some kind of sound dampening. It also stops any light or any cracks to be able to see through. You maybe at one point heard a blood-curdling scream in the far distance.
Oh no.
But then maybe that was only in your head. It's kind of hard to tell.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully that was.
But for the most part, you've just been stuck in here in brutal silence.
Well, shit. Let me see. I don't think I have any abilities that can help me out here. Damn it. Would I be able to feel anything around my feet?
Roll me a dice.
Oh god, okay. 4.
You can feel a small puddle of piss.
Oh god, oh man. Just when it dried off my leg, now well, great. At least, the least they could have done was leave me a piss bucket. Couldn't even do that. Just you wait. When that guy comes back, I'm gonna pee on him.
There's a jangling of keys at the door. You hear 6 locks turn and turn and turn, and then open. When the light spills in, it's only really one torch just outside of the door on a pillar on the center of the kind of hallway that's out there that spills in, but it's almost blinding when it kind of hits you. It's a kind of awful, warm, dim light that just immediately kind of burns your eyes, and as you turn away, you see 2 figures move in. One of them you recognize to be the Inquisitor that was speaking to you before, Worston, and then you see a slightly larger figure, somebody that looks a bit like a very, very large orc, maybe a half-orc. Kind of hard to tell since they're basically just shadows heading in. Worston looks down at the bag that he'd left behind and then looks up. The light now, as your eyes adjust, kind of spilling into the room, reveals to you some extra elements that you maybe didn't notice before since you were pretty much in the dark. You can see that the room is covered in kind of old-looking brown stains.
Ew, I don't want to know what that is.
Probably blood. And Worston points down to the bag and says,
Kind of half expected you to, escape.
Oh, does it look like I can go anywhere? And I jingle my shackles.
Yeah. Well, suppose it doesn't matter. This is my friend Sumlo.
How do you do? And I reluctantly look up at his tall friend.
Sumlo has pulled, 1,000? 1,500? 2,000 fingers and toes off of people just in this room alone, I'd say, over the years.
Well, I intend to keep all my fingies and toesies, please.
He doesn't need a bag of tools.
Worston leans down and starts rummaging through. He pulls out kind of a nasty looking thing that probably trims hedges. as he pulls out this kind of awful looking iron device. He opens it, it gives a horrible creak. He says,
I don't need him. Well, you don't need him, but maybe I'll use one. Hey, give me one finger, maybe one toe. What do you say, Sumlo?
No. No. What is this? Some sort of tactic to scare me so I would?
Yes, it's absolutely a tactic to scare you. Here's the thing. I'm not a fan of pulling fingers and toes off of people. Honestly, I don't think it works that well. Sumlo, I'd say it's probably his favorite pastime.
Oh. Well, I mean, can I immediately feel well, I don't intend to lose any fingers and toes. Can I use one of my spells? It is literally called Over There. You make a suggestive gesture redirecting a nearby creature that is currently hostile toward you. The target redirects its anger toward a different adversary.
You can't really. You sort of have to be in like a combat situation. It's
no,
like a
really?
switcheroo move that you can do.
No.
You can kind of do like a there's someone behind you situation, but it's probably not going to do much for you. It's up to you if you want to.
Oh man. So, how else do you want me to cooperate with you?
You're feeling peckish. You hungry?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't had anything to eat for I don't even know how long it's been.
Sumlo. He likes turkeys. Fancies a turkey just about every day, don't you, Sumlo? Right.
Turkeys are good. Yeah, they're great.
I can arrange to get you a full turkey meal.
My mouth immediately begins to water. For what exchange?
Tell me the truth.
The truth about what?
A little story.
Little story. What, you think everything I told you was all made up?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you think it's made up. I'm not sure if you were used. I'm not sure if you're the user.
I'm pretty sure we were used. For the amusement of the gods.
Yeah. You're not a religious man, really, are you?
I can't say I've been rather faithful.
No. And, Daddy says he's religious, but, I suspect he's not much of a religious man either, eh?
I'm just gonna tell you right now, you're not gonna get anything out of me.
Alright. Here's the deal. Since I can't use magic to pry out anything I need to pry out of your head, I'm gonna offer you a turkey meal. A nice big, plump, cooked turkey. If you don't take the meal, I'm gonna leave you in here with Sumlo for 2 weeks. I reckon 2 weeks is more than enough to get anyone to speak. Now, I'm not going to give Sumlo any food until he gets answers.
Oh, no, hey, you can't do that.
Well, Sumlo likes a bit of incentivization, you know.
This is barbaric, and I thought it... Jesus.
You said, you were pulled up on this race by a
Yes.
person called Ahi.
We were all summoned.
Now, Ahi said they look weird, arms and legs and all that.
Yeah,
What do you
he had
reckon?
lots of tendrils, tentacles, if you're into that stuff. Oh, he had a lot of them.
Did he have a sort of bulbous head, like a squid?
Yeah, actually.
Did he, ever feel like he was, tickling inside your brain. Who's looking at you?
You definitely was always watching.
Yeah. You know what an illithid is?
No? What is that?
Yeah, they call them mind flayers. They, mostly live underground. Pretty rare to actually find one that's that strong. I reckon, you and yours. I reckon that they, planted something in your head. I reckon they messed with you at the behest of this dragonfly crew. Now how the fuck they managed to get one of them to work for them, I don't know. Why the fuck one of them would work for them, I don't know.
This crew you speak of, I'm not familiar with them.
You ever been on a ship?
On a ship? No.
Sure.
Not that I can recall being on one recently.
Couple of big names, Dragonfly, Lark. Mean anything to you?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Alright. Let's skip to the end. Since you only gave me half the story. How did you come back?
It was as if we were just thrown out. Out of that, I guess, dimension, you can say.
And, this dimension belonged to what? Ahi.
No, it was Deaveki. Ahi was merely a tool.
You sure
Ahi
about that?
was... Well, that's how it always felt. I could be wrong, but...
Now, this Deaveki, what did he look like?
He was a meddly mess. That's all I'm gonna say. Where do I begin to describe what does Deaveki look like?
Well...
He was something out of this world.
They have two eyes, they have wings.
He had multiple faces. He was wearing this extravagant gown.
And, fleshy.
No,
Rocks.
no flesh. He was just... It was like he was made out of some sort of metal.
Yeah. Is he, by any chance, powered by a sort of magical core, or maybe brought to life by some sort of enchantment?
He tried to explain to us that, well, after defeating, I guess, the same god, he took over. That's what would have happened to, well, one of us. One of us was the chosen one to replace him and continue the cycle. But that's why there's no magic, because the cycle didn't continue.
And, which one of you was it?
No. I ain't gonna tell you.
Alright.
Because I don't trust you. You have me locked up in here.
Well, here's the thing, right? One of you is chosen to become the god of gods. And they pick, no offense, you, an old lady who's, I don't know, sort of basically a homeless person out of Dustvale.
What? I beg your pardon?
Well,
Don't you dare talk about her like that.
they live on, like, sailing skiffs across the sands.
You are so lucky I'm chained, because I would slap that mouth of yours right now.
Not gonna lie, don't know much about Dustvale. Don't know much about where this old lady came from, and she's really hard to
more
find
than
anything
that.
about.
She ain't old.
They pick a assassin, and then they pick a farm girl, and they tell you that one of you, of all the people, are the ones that's going to replace the god of gods, who, from what I'm understanding, is an Arcanine, made by an illithid.
I don't know why it's so hard for you to believe, but if you knew them as well as I did, you would understand. All three of those ladies, that they changed me. It's not they're not just powerful. I can see why they were chosen.
Yeah,
Because they don't give up.
I've met a lot of powerful people. Alright?
Sure you have.
And,
You haven't met my girls, though.
well, it just seems a little odd. To me.
What does?
I'm starting to believe that you believe what you're saying.
Oh, really? So it's not just mumbo jumbo now? You're
Well,
starting to believe?
I think it's mumbo jumbo. But I think it's your mumbo jumbo. Do you know how many cults have risen up and taken over positions of political power
You
in
mean
this
like
city
yours?
alone? There, sort of. Powers that be, that control everything. They're good at what they do, especially when it comes to magic, especially when they start twisting that magic and applying it to all sorts of tinkered things. There's a lot of power shifting hands and a lot of power that people would do just about anything for. Now, those are the people that want to get themselves into positions, you know. But what about vengeful people? What about people that have got nothing, that do anything to, I don't know, get some own back, to take their power back? They scare me a little bit more than the nutters that are in charge. See, the problem is, I think you've been twisted by one of them.
Twisted? Okay. That for me, I find a little hard to believe. Not one of us had an inch of wanting vengeance.
No, I don't suppose you probably did. Or maybe you did and they twisted it out of you.
Maybe
Yeah.
justice, but not vengeance.
Don't add up to me, that's the thing. I don't understand why you were plucked up by Ahi to do what? What did you do? Did you open the door? Did you power something? Did you show him the way to activate that machine?
Ahi was trying to kill us.
And you, survived?
We did.
Alright, where's Ahi now?
I'd like to think he's gone. Or it is gone.
I'd like to, trust you. I would. I'd like to have faith in, well, just about anything. But, person what done this. Those were the magical words. Have faith, they said to him. And, he decided to wipe faith out. And so, I'm afraid I just can't believe you.
Well, there's no magic in the world now. So how else do we explain that then?
How do you explain it?
Well, just as I told you. That's why there's no magic, because the cycle is broken.
What cycles? You mean the ancient magi's? People what came before the Frozen Age?
I would only assume so.
And what, there were more before that?
Yes, there
Okay.
were more. There were many more cycles before this one.
And you were chosen to what? Rule the next one.
One of us was destined to replace, yes, and continue the cycle. But instead we broke it. But we didn't know that it would come to the cost of well, magic not existing anymore.
Okay. Now, how did you break it?
I guess when we defeated Diavaki,
And then what happened?
we were all brought back here, and my last ounce of magic I had with me, I took away the snow.
You,
Yes,
Bard.
I'm just a bard, but because of what we went through, we were given gifts to aid us in our race.
Gifts. Strange little devices, maybe.
No, we were given power.
Right.
I was able to harness.
Whispers, was it? Something promising you in exchange for a soul or blood or...
No, each of us, we all were given a trinket by Diavaki himself. Well, no, I think they were even gifts from Ahi. Strangely enough, I was given a vial.
Okay.
If you look through my pocket, I still have it, but it's empty because I drank its contents.
Yeah.
And that's what gave me the power.
We've seen all the weird things you've got in your pockets.
Oh, you have? Oh no. Can we keep some of those discreet?
Sure.
Especially the finger. Believe it or not, it was twitching a lot before. Now it isn't. It's not for anything else. I'm not into that shit.
Okay. So you were granted enough power to stop the snow that every mage in all of Bologna couldn't stop.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again?
Just about every wizard and every sorcerer that we have on record had a crack at stopping the snow or finding out where it came from. And not one of them made a dent. And then you, plucked up in the sky by a fellow named Ahi, drinks a potion.
That's
The
right.
last thing you do, the last ounce of your power, is just stop the snow.
Yes.
Can you see how this looks?
It probably sounds unbelievable.
What about some evidence then? How can you convince me?
I mean, the vial is as much evidence I could give you. That's what gave me my power.
It's true. No one really seems to know what the fuck that vial is. The markings and that don't really mean much to anyone. We've seen stuff like that before though. Usually it's just old.
Well, you have my word that that's not just something I picked up.
How often do you think you've lied to watchmen, guards?
Ooh, all right, let's not go there, buddy. Look, I'm not proud of some of the things I did before. I was living off the streets. It wasn't easy. My life changed when I guess I was summoned.
Would you say it gave you purpose?
The race didn't give me purpose, but the girls did.
All right.
If you do anything to them,
Unfortunately, I'm not really in charge. What happens to him?
I will never stop fighting.
How about this? If I find out you're lying to me willingly, we're going to take one of those girls And we're going to torture
No.
them.
No. You
Just
can't.
for fun.
For fun?
I'm going to send in Mr. Sumlow here.
Are you maniacs? Where's Reginald?
Reginald.
Yes, where is Reginald?
Reginald, about now, probably pulling one of your girls off the street, dragging her into a different dungeon to this one.
I'm just shaking my head in disbelief that they would do that.
Give you one last chance to tell me the truth.
I am telling you the truth.
Right.
I
gonna
would
give you,
I would never risk them. If you need be, if for your amusement, take my fingers and toes, but don't take them.
Okay. Now, I'm pretty good at what I do. I'm not the best. But I'm pretty good. I reckon you've been used. That's what I reckon.
I'm not gonna deny it. I can't say by that the other crew you've been mentioning, but we were definitely used by Deoveki.
Yeah. I don't know if the
Sure.
answers are in your head or not. And I don't know if we're going to get them out. I don't think I can let you go. Not until I know.
Then keep me here.
Here's what I'm going to do, though. I don't know if you're the ringleader. I don't know if you're...
Ringleader?
I don't know if you're an idiot. I
mean,
don't
I
know
can
if
be
you are
sometimes.
the son of Kalos Velenhad. I don't know if you know anything. But I'm going to unchain you. I'm going to take you to a different location.
What?
I'm going to let you have dinner. I'm going to keep you locked up.
I mean, I will not deny food.
I don't reckon you are quite as skillful as some of your other members. But, I gave you everything you need to get out of this place and you didn't. You just pissed down yourself.
Well,
It might be
Me-
the absolute greatest charade I've ever seen in my entire life. And you might be playing me like a damn fiddle, but I'm going to unlock those manacles. I'm going to give
Yeah,
you
yeah.
some clothing. And I'm going to give you a turkey drumstick.
That would be great. Yeah, that would be great. Some
Okay.
clothes?
The questions are not over. Know this.
No, I would imagine they're far from over.
We know where your friend Suuna is. And we have Aura. We have Ellie. We have Mr. Kalugi Salatio, though he has been less than helpful.
You don't have them all, do you? Where is Suuna?
Suuna will be with us soon enough.
You already have me. Let them go.
Unfortunately, I need the insurance.
Insurance for what?
If you are the ringleader,
Re-
if you are involved, if you are one of the Dragonfly crew, then you
Okay,
killed
well-
a lot of people, including a
these
lot of my friends.
Dragonfly crew. Do they have like I don't know, badges they carry that they wear in sport?
Most of them got tattoos.
Well, does it look like I have any tattoos?
No,
I
but-
got one above my butt that says "Mom,"
Yeah.
engraved with a heart, but that's all I got.
We saw that.
Yeah, did you like what you see?
No, it's a devastating pity what happened to her. I'm very sorry for your loss. But also, you fit the motive most of the other crew members.
Motive? And what motive would that be?
lost someone, vengeful, wanted to get back at the gods what took that person from them.
I understand now that it was my father who hired assassins to get rid of my mother, yes. But my mother raised me well. Vengeance has no place in my heart, sir.
He
But
hired
I will
assassins,
never
did he?
forgive that man, nor will I ever acknowledge him as my father.
That is some useful information I can use. Thank you very much.
What? Wait, what was... How? Oh,
We've been trying to figure out how to get at the Bright Star for a little while. If what you're saying is true, you made a friend out of me.
what?
Right. I'm gonna tell you one thing. Leader as we know it, the Dragonfly crew, a man named Cedric. From what we understand, he lost just about everything. His whole family. Some sort of plague.
Plague.
I think so. Hard to work out. A lot of our information was purposefully sabotaged. The only thing we do know is he walked out of a bar one night. Drunk and empty. He met a young cleric. The cleric put a hand on his shoulder and told him to have faith. He pulled out an old pistol and shot that cleric in the head.
By the gods.
And so begins the story of the end of the world.
I guess while we were somewhere else, a lot of other things were happening here. We just need to understand each other. We shouldn't be against each other. The whole world is a mess now. Our world.
Yeah. Right. Give me 5 minutes, and I'll come back with the key.
Okay.
We're gonna have to put a bag over your head.
What? Well, if need be, I will cooperate.
Remember, if you're lying to me,
I'm not lying.
okay. Right, we'll see you soon, Blue Eyes.
See you.
We return to the Hortensia. And it has been some time. Since we last saw you. It has been a full week. Things that you know. The ship took a weird shortcut. Instead of sailing along the shores of the north of Dustvale, it decided to sail on a rumor that the seas above Thelmesia are safe to travel now. And they shaved about a week, maybe a little more, of their travel time. But you've still got a little ways to go. The giants will be able to translate some of the twins' questions, or your questions to the twins, if you have any.
Oh, yes. Of course.
What have you been asking them?
Oh my. First, I haven't been able to stop thinking about the way he drew the drawings and then tried to say happen, not happened. I want him to ask me that again.
So, it's kind of hard to discuss even through the giants. It seems that the language that the twins use and speak isn't really giant, and it isn't really primordial. They were told to learn these things by the sort of elder monk that run the tower that they were from. But what you can glean is that the I guess now that we're ahead, or well, at some point recently, around the same time, Kairo, as you were having visions of Suuna, it seems they were too. However, they have knowledge of a woman that they refer to as Mother. They've never met her, but the elder of this tower claims that she delivered these children to the tower.
Yeah, that sounds exactly like her, to be honest.
Told the elder to bring them up in whichever way the tower deems necessary, but to let them go whenever they wish to leave.
It's Mother always plotting. So
It seems
I
they
would
had
try to
these.
explain to them that she's my mother.
I think they probably get across to you that at first they thought that you were her. Now
Oh,
they
I
have
know.
images that were drawn for them of her. They've never seen her in a vision. They've never seen you in a vision. But you look so similar to the image. You just look like an older person.
Right.
Timeline-wise, it kind of matches up that you would probably look about this old, had you been the woman that brought them to the tower. They continue to refer to you as Mother, however, knowing that you're
If
two
I
different
ask
people.
nicely. Oh, all right. Okay.
They will not stop.
Okay.
Yeah. The visions they had are of,
So they didn't see me.
they saw a person that was an association with the tower card from a tarot deck
Oh,
that they believed to be you.
but they also believed me to be my mother.
They, with their eyes, mistook you
Oh,
for her
right.
at the
Okay.
beginning when they first saw you on the shore of, or on the dock.
All right.
They stopped having any sort of visions. Around the same time as you. Well, you know this to be when the fall of magic was. Whenever you got these questions across to them, it would have been maybe a week ago. They sound very similar to yours, Kairo. Kind of dreams. They would wake from dreams. They would have flashes of imagery that, in the same way a dream doesn't give you sort of logical sense, you might see an image. You know, you could, in a dream, you might see a building that's in a completely different place than it should be. And then you wake up and you're like, that's not where the Empire State Building is. That kind of a sensation. It seems that they didn't have them in such an intense way as you. It seems that they simply saw this to be a sign, and they followed the signs, and now that they've come to you, they're waiting to follow you. They're just following you now, Suuna.
Okay. And this scene in front of this building with the torn tower. Can I understand any more of that?
They don't know any more than you, is pretty
Right,
much, I think,
okay.
what they... I think you
Alright.
get the sense that they were hoping you would tell them a lot more.
Right. Well, I do my best not to look defeated or disappointed at all when I don't get the answers that I'm looking for, and I just smile at them and nod and try to be supportive and all that.
They don't know if they're twins, but they almost certainly are. They look very similar. They were the same age in terms of like size of a baby when they were brought in.
They don't look like anyone I know.
They don't really.
Their features. All right, that's
No.
right.
They
Very much like mother.
They seem to be about 16, 17 years old. Though they look a little older. They seem, but you get the sense that they're just in very, very good shape. Both of them, very athletic. They seem to have basic sort of training with staffs and things. They have some fighting skills and techniques, but they say that it's just part of this monkish training. And they mostly just lived a very simple spiritual life in a mountain tower in the Giant Lands.
Perhaps they represent the tower, and not me.
Maybe.
It's an interesting thought. Well, I try really hard not to baby them, but I'm pretty sure I do anyway. I can't help it.
I think they are okay with it. I think they accept it.
Oh, that's okay.
I think they're very much okay with it. I think that it seems like your customs might be a little alien to them. You get the sense that it mirrors kind of how our Buddhist monks are. They're very accepting and friendly, and they seem to be relatively peaceful, and they just seem to be curious, but not to the point where it's irritating. They just, they're happy to answer questions, but they don't ask too many. But
I think I gave away my smut.
Yeah, they just seem to be very, they seem to be very at peace and simplistic in what they want and need. Anytime you've made food, or anytime anyone else on the crew has made food, they mostly seem very happy to see it. You get the sense that they've been living off of like really plain food forever.
I make theirs extra special with some extra herbs and things, and of course they always get an extra sliver of cake.
Yeah. But yeah, their story seems to be really that. Anything that relates to you really only comes from these visions. Do you tell them anything of your journey, or anything else to do with your life?
Unfortunately, no, not through a translator, no. I don't think that's very wise.
Okay.
So, and they don't ask, I assume, so.
No, I'm just curious as to what you tell them.
Yeah.
They consider Kairo to be kind of a sister.
Yeah, we've had some similar visions, and we're close in age as well.
They also assumed that Ippo was the same, that he had had a vision and come to find you as well.
Oh, wow.
But then I assume you would have corrected them on that.
Well, I've been, yeah. I do, yeah. Well, in a nice way, but then also, well, I need to make a point to talk to Suuna about that, actually.
Other than that, I think it's been
Whatever you like.
relatively smooth sailing for the time that you've been here. The captain every now and then will invite Suuna to the captain's cabin. Almost everybody else has invited Kairo, to the, let's go to the bulkhead and look around. Look at this hatch. Oh, there's a hold over here. Come up to the topmast.
I would just like to make a point that every time he does that, I stall by asking him if he's reached a certain part in the book yet, and that he can't come talk to me until he's reached this made-up point in the book.
He's been reading it, and if anything, it's making him more fervent in his
oh no. What a mistake.
pursuance. Well,
Well, that backfired.
Yeah, the rest of the crew seem to be relatively forthcoming. There's an old man that you've seen once. And he's
The dangerous one.
No. There's a really, really old man.
Oh.
Human man who looks older than maybe anyone you've ever seen. And I think you maybe saw him once, maybe in the middle of the night, walking from one room before he walks into another cabin and was gone. Other than that, I think you probably would have met
What is he wearing?
the rest of the crew. He is wearing like the classic sailor's outfit, like Shmi from Hook, but
all right.
super old. He looks kind of, they all kind of look a little piratey, but it's not necessarily that they're pirates. It's more just that they're not like a, they're not like a sanctioned ship by any kind of country here. They just wear what they can. Really, you guys kind of look no different, respectively. And
Alright.
so you would know that, each of the crew members here. The dwarf is a pirate that was hired by the captain
Yes.
because he's an expert in arcani and smuggling. That, and the reason the captain wanted to keep him on board is whether, first of all, if the arcani suddenly started working again. Second of all, when they get to Daedon, the Inquisition can't find out that they have arcani on board, so he still needs to smuggle it
Right.
in. He is basically a full-on pirate, and everyone else recommends that no one spend any time alone with him. Other than that, everyone else is pretty much just a crew member.
Right.
You have the halfling with you who's traveling. He just seems to be living a very happy nomadic life. That's just what he does. He's just a traveler. He's never stayed in one place, and he's almost like after your original encounter with him, after being so distraught at losing the ability to use the amulet on the ship, he's pretty happy, to be honest. He's always just come across as kind of relatively joyful. The Kenku seems pretty sus.
Must be nice.
A lot of the things he says kind of conflict, but it's probably more that he might have some sort of shady past, but no different in the sense that Beau is a pickpocket. You get that kind of sense off of him. He's a bard who maybe, picks a pocket or two.
Right.
And yeah, like that's I think your journey so far. And it has been, let me just work out the timelines real quick. As you find out
Take your time.
that you're on the final stretch.
Oh.
It's also been very clean and clear sailing. I think there might have been 1 or 2 days when it was a little rougher, but there hasn't been any storms or anything like that. And you can thank dice rolls for that one.
Thank you.
And it has been 12 days.
Oh, it's a much shorter trip than we were expecting.
And you're looking at the last couple of days. There's still a couple of days left. By the time you get to Daedon, you will be plus 19 days from the Fall of Magic. Currently, Aura and crew are plus 8 days. As it sits right now, you're ahead of them. Just for you, the viewer, and I. What are you guys doing today?
Well, how's the weather today?
Relatively
I'm-
clear, but a little not the wonderful sunshine that it was. It's muggy. When you
That's actually all right
go up,
for what
there's
I want to do.
a mist and a fog, but not like a deep fog. It's just, you can't see very far out. The sky is overcast, but smooth seas.
Lovely. So Kairo, and I look over to the other two who I know really can't understand me, but I address them anyway. We do this thing in Dustvale. We'll fashion cloth to sticks and string and fly it in the sky, and it's probably the perfect day for it today. Do you want to try that?
Well, and you see my eyes kind of dart toward the stairs and back down here. Do you think there are a lot of people on deck?
Oh, who cares? Oh, we'll find a spot. It's really
okay.
it's a lot of fun. I promise.
Okay, I'll just stick close by you. It's just I've been getting a lot of attention, and I
Oh,
well, I don't
don't
really.
don't worry about that. We'll fight them off for you.
When we come with you, I'll just.
Yes, everyone. We should all go together.
Hey,
I've been working on it for the last 12 has it been 12 days?
I think so.
Well,
Something like
I've made two. I've made two, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. So let's go up, shall we? And you can come too if you don't want to be left alone, but you can't fly one. They're for the kids.
The
And I'm
twins-
pointing to the little halfling.
Oh, the halfling is probably sitting reading something of his own, and he kind of looks up at you and says, yes, okay, I'll do that. He closes his book,
Lovely.
joins the two, the twins just stand up. Above you, the Kenku says, oh, let's have a go then.
Have a go with what?
What's that?
Well, it's a skybird, and we're going to
Yeah,
fly
look at
it.
that. Look at that. I'm a bird.
Yes.
there you go.
It'd be like a land bird flying a sky bird.
Right. Well, you can come too if you'd like, I suppose, but you can't fly one. They're for the kids.
What about after they're done, though? They're going to get bored eventually, aren't they?
Well, I mean, maybe, but you might be surprised. Well, we'll find out, won't we?
All right.
I huffily grab my things and head on upstairs.
Mm-hmm. You guys head on up, and once you get up to the top deck, again, it's always windy because you're on a ship. The
Right.
day is relatively overcast, not raining, kind of grey. Heading up there, you can see that most of the crew are up there. The two Goliaths, you can see that Wayne is dealing with some rigging as well. With the elf is not present, and up there instead you see the Goliath that likes to read, who you know to be Zenobio.
I waved at everyone who's been friendly over the last 12 days since I've been feeding everybody. I probably know a couple.
Waves down at you. I think basically you see everyone. You see Captain Spiros. You don't see Enno. You see Zenobio. You see Wayne. You see the dwarf, Dozzy. And you see Ossie, the Goliath.
Lovely. This way. Let's head to the ass of the ship, so we're not in anyone's way, and we don't hit the sails or anything like that. So, okay, Kairo, you can just take this one.
Oh.
Now you see it's pink like your hair, and it's got the little danglies on it. Will make sound when you put it up in the sky, and then so now what you do is you just want to roll it up, and then when the wind catches, you just go ahead, let it go, and then quickly unwind it and let it fly up there in the sky for you, and then it'll make some sounds there. It'll chime for you in the wind, and then and you too, and then I give the second one to the twins.
I look more excited than I probably should be about a toy.
They both kind of hold on to it, but like in an awkward way, and then they look back at you.
Kairo, show them.
So I'm unrolling it, and I take a look around for Keepy because he would have followed me up.
Absolutely flying around somewhere, yeah.
Okay. Because I don't want him getting tangled or whacked by this. And I'll do exactly as Suuna said and unfurl this thing and hopefully not get carried over.
Oh no, it's tiny. It's very, very small.
Yeah, you
And
do
I
so.
let out a woo.
Yeah, and this this string unravels. This kite. What did you say they look like?
Well, they have little wingspans. They look like desert birds that we see often in Dustvale.
Yeah.
So they probably wouldn't recognize it, but
It kind of moves away from you in the same way that Keepy would do when you would kind of
Yes.
train when Keepy was younger. But this bird kind of flies up and then hits a certain point and then begins to kind of move around in the air. It flies above you. You see the wind catch it in a perfect way, and then you hear these chimes and this whistling coming from the
You hear it?
the birds.
Yes.
The two twins are looking up, and then they look back at Kairo, and then they look at you, Suuna, and then they look down, and then you hear them speak to one another. And then they kind of bicker a moment.
you can both take turns. No, it's all right.
The
If
boy.
there's bickering, I'll hand one over to the girl. I'll hand mine over.
The bickering is more to do with how to do it. You get the sense. Before the girl just kind of like flicks the brother on the shoulder and then kind of steps back. She lets go and he lets the kite go. It flies up and then two chimes and two sets of kites are flying in the air. The crew, you can hear kind of giggling and laughing watching this happen as well. Keepy flies in circles around them. At first it seems a little wary and then kind of flies upwards and then begins to just do circles around them as the ship continues on. The girl who has her hands free kind of claps and smiles. The boy laughs quite heartily. What are you doing here, Poe?
I'm just watching.
Watching
It's,
what or who?
watching Suuna. It's nice to see her so happy. You know.
There's about 60 seconds that go by before a Kenku steps up behind and says, "Oh, let's have a go."
Well, they're still using it. You said when they get tired of it.
Oh, they
maybe.
look tired though.
It's
But
okay.
they're not.
All right.
I mean, if he wants to soon, I don't mind. If he
No,
takes
well, he's to earn his turn, surely. Do you know any songs about flying?
Oh yeah, I know a few songs about flying. Yeah, I've done a little bit of flying in my time. Not with these old things.
Well, perhaps. Do you know any about Dustvale?
Well, I tell you, I know a couple about Dustvale. Yeah.
What do you know?
Well, there's a song of Mistra. There's Dustvale, the people what should have been left. There's Dustvale, that he kind of looks at you. Dustvale, the people, beautiful people on red sands.
Okay, well, that one's fine.
Yeah.
Sing that one.
All right. He starts playing a song. Oh, the people on the red sands.
Is
in
it actually a song
Dustvale.
from Dustvale,
No,
or
he's
is
making it up.
he's just making it up?
He
All right.
only knows like awful songs because a lot of people are kind of awful towards people from Dustvale because Dustvale is
Yes, I know.
the worst place, really. It's just full of
Watch
sin.
your mouth, young man.
Dustvale is full of sin
Now,
and corruption and banditry
and
and,
lovely
Jazzy.
skybirds, all right?
and one family that belong to Suuna that are probably not that bad. Dustvale is terrible. The only people in Dustvale who are not pure evil are whoever the descendants of you are. I think there's only one reason to go to Dustvale. You've got nowhere else to go.
Last
And so
stop and all that.
he
That's fine.
tries to sing a song about how wonderful Dustvale is, but he comes up with very little. most people don't know much about Dustvale. Dustvale has terrible origins, terrible rumors, and for the
Beautiful
most.
in its own way, but all right.
Oh, I'm sure if he was there, he'd fit right in, though. That's the irony.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Are you sure you're a bard? That was a bit.
Oh, I forgot it, didn't I? Yeah, I forgot something, and he goes downstairs.
Well, maybe that was a bit too harsh.
What? With
Yeah,
me
but-
or you?
But me. Of course, he's not gonna know anything from Dustvale. Oh well, I should have maybe let him fly one of the skybirds. I was just so excited to see the kids with it.
There's some
I can
footsteps
tell.
from behind you. All right, can I have a go? It's Wayne.
Oh, you startled me there.
Let's have a go of it.
Well, I mean, it's like they're like miniature sails.
He looks at you
surely.
confused and then points at Hippo's gun. Come on,
Oh,
let's have a quick go.
oh,
No.
I'll
no,
see if I
no.
can shoot one of them out.
no!
see, that's exactly-
How dare you?
What?
Absolutely not. You will do no such thing.
All right, I won't. I'll try and shoot what? The sails and the captain. No, don't, not the sails. If you wouldn't mind, not again. After last time, Wayne, thank you. All right, yeah, no, you're right. That was a nightmare. That was. Yeah, it almost dragged us straight down. You know.
Well, how about we don't shoot anything, Wayne?
Yeah, I got caught in the rigging got caught, right?
Yeah.
And then all the sails was pulling into each other, and then two of them turned
Oh,
the
how
wrong
awful.
way, right? So the ship
Did you
suddenly
fix
lurched.
that?
Right as Aster.
Oh, me? No, I don't know. Don't know much about fixing and that.
You know
What-
what, Wayne? You know what you remind me of? A
What?
hero in a ballad. And I think there's a Kenku downstairs that would love to write about you and your stories.
Oh, yeah, I've had a word with him. Yeah,
you
he
should.
sings a
You
good
should
song.
go tell
him.
him. He was just up here wondering what to sing about. You should go tell him this story right now.
That's a good idea, that, yeah. He starts walking off.
Whew.
And I look up at the skybirds and the kids and Kairo and look
As
over
you look
at
at
Hippo,
Kairo,
smile.
you see a set of eyes looking at her from the lower deck up. And
What?
you hear, "Psst, psst."
I look down. What the
I
hell?
look over at Suuna. I'm not looking.
He's
where
like
that's
waving
coming
you
from.
off sooner. You can see the elf.
Oh, for crying out loud. Stop it. Leave her alone. We're having a family outing.
There's no one downstairs. Come on.
Oh, for crying out loud.
empty,
Shoo.
It's empty.
Shoo. I just wave my hat at him. How dare you?
He
And then I
scutters
whisper,
off.
just pretend like you can't hear him, honey. If you ignore them often, they go away.
I'm gonna reposition my body so that it's harder to see from his angle. You know, I don't know if it's
Oh, I
Between the-
absolutely step in the way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just put my frail old woman body in the way.
I step in the way too. Nice to see you.
It's all right. You just fly your skybird.
You have fun now.
I look back up. I'm definitely enjoying this. I especially like the chimes. And
Yeah.
watching Keepy soar in and about.
The twins look pretty happy. Everyone's kind of laughing. You see the halfling just kind of leaned up against a mast, watching. The captain pretty much doing the same thing, just seems to be enjoying the moment as the ship sails on. The skies brighten a little more as the ship passes on, and I think probably a good time to switch back to Bologna. Ellie, did you head to the low town? I believe you did.
I did, and by the time I got there, I would have climbed onto the roof of a place. I
Yes.
started navigating that way.
You head to the oh, there he goes again. You head to you weren't going to the bar, were you? You were going to a bar.
Yeah, I was going to Lowtown because that's where Beau was last seen, like going in that direction.
You get to go to the messy triangle.
The
There
messy
is
triangle.
A a bar that you know has come to be known as the Messy Triangle. It probably wasn't what it was called, but it's a bar that people frequent quite often. Ladies of the night, and most of the patronage are middle-aged men. It's a relatively seedy place, hidden just slightly off of the main road, but not, completely hidden in an alleyway. And
While
it
I'm
seems like
up on the
exactly
roof,
the place where Beau would be.
while I'm up on the roof, I want to keep an eye out, see if I see anything. Because if Bug was being followed, that means that we were probably the ones that were actually being followed.
Yeah, roll me
I
dice.
Are you kidding me?
4. You don't see nothing. How long do you wait here?
I think I'd wait for a little bit, and then I guess I would move down and try to peek my head in just to see if I see Beau in there.
Yeah. When you peek your head into this bar, it's awful. It's disgusting. Everything you see in there is exactly the type of thing you expect Beau to do on an average afternoon. You see no Beau. I'm pretty confident he's not in there.
Yeah. I guess I'd try to get attention of one of the ladies and say, "Hey, excuse me. You seen a man with long white hair, long white beard, and some really shady looking glasses, and very loud. He's a bard. He likes to sing."
Let's roll a dice. She says, she goes, "Oh, Beau.
Oh, so you do know him? Okay. Yeah,
he's in here
I
all the
knew.
time."
Okay, not surprised.
Yeah.
Has he been in here lately?
Oh, I haven't seen him in a long time. No. What's lately? Like this year? We've seen him this year. Haven't
Well,
seen
like
him
today.
in weeks. Long time. No, not today. No.
That's what I thought. Well, all right. Thank you.
Why are you looking for him?
Oh, he's a friend of mine, and someone else, a mutual's looking for them, and I would like to find him
Oi,
first.
don't you hurt him. He's lovely, really. All right. He's got heart of
Oh.
gold.
Oh, I know. He's like a grandpa to me. I just walk out.
Yeah. Well, tell him come back when he can. All right. It's affecting my bottom line, him being missing. And you head out.
I'm gonna walk in the direction that he was like walking towards. Like,
This is it. To be honest.
no. I meant walk back to where
Oh,
he
back.
was, just like traverse that area and try to look for anything, any signs.
All right. Roll me a dice.
Did I click it? 13.
I don't even know how you would do it, but okay, you see something.
Aha! A clue.
Your eyes go over
I
something.
go towards it.
If you can guess what I'm thinking you see, I'll tell you that you see it.
Can I use insight?
No.
Dang it. I'd say
Something that-
it's between 3 things.
Okay.
I'd say, can I go ahead and just list the 3 things?
Yeah.
I'd say it's either clothing, blood, or something knocked over that looks like a scuffle happened.
If you can guess the one thing you see knocked over.
Dang it. Why is it so difficult?
Because it's almost impossible to do, but it's always wandering up and down a street hoping you see something. After
The one thing knocked
big event.
over. I'm gonna say like some sort of tankard, not tankard, but something like that. That's something to drink out, or that contains alcohol of some sort.
I don't know how you did it. And maybe you should
Did I actually do it?
find some sort of, like, Pocket becomes the next Darren Brown situation. But you see a man standing over some kegs of beer that he was bringing into another small tavern. He, as you walk past, you walk past him, and he's kind of scratching his head, and you walk past and you just catch him say, maybe that old man stole it.
Excuse me, what old man?
What? Oh, old fella, drunk out of his nut, stumbling out of that doorway.
Can you describe him?
Shifty looking. I reckon he was
See,
a
I'm looking for my
pickpocket or
grandpa
something.
because he's a little bit, crazy in the head, and he likes to drink, and
Yeah, I don't think he was drunk. I think he was lying. And I think he fell over because I was carrying stuff in, and he knew that it would kind of distract me, and then he nipped one of me kegs.
he had long white hair and a beard and some glasses.
Yeah, weird glasses. Ain't never seen anyone with them on before. Black in the eyes, like a demon.
Yeah, he doesn't want you to see how tired he actually is.
Yeah, don't see where his shifty eyes are looking, I reckon.
What happened to him?
Stole a keg, I reckon.
Oh, did you see which way he went?
Drunk out of his nut, stumbles out of the doorway there, falls over, then... Wait a minute. You ain't a fearbulg.
What?
What are you, an elf?
Half
Half elf, half what?
elf, half human. What do you
Oh.
think?
Well, Fearbulg came over. Like a mage or something, big robes. Picked him up, said, "Grandfather, come on," and helped him off down that alleyway there.
Right. Yeah, I guess maybe the authorities got him before me. I'm not surprised. It's not the first time. Well, thank you about that, and I toss him a gold coin.
God, yeah, that'll replace it, yeah. You tell that old man if he took my keg, he'll be paying me more than a gold piece next time.
Yeah, maybe I can repay that, and I'll just take off down the alleyway.
Yeah, you head down the alleyway.
Does it look like anything? Like, is he, like, anything dropped or anything missing? Because can I safely assume that Inquisitors found him? Big old mage robes and stuff.
You can
Yeah.
assume.
Okay.
If you want to pump 3 AP in, I will give you a curious case.
Okay, I will.
You kind of look up and down this alleyway. I think it takes a long time. And then maybe just as you're about to give up, maybe you're about to just pick a direction and go, you see something, just an odd-looking feather. There are feathers quite often. There are pigeons and birds and stuff all over the place, but you see an odd-looking feather just kind of off-color. As you lean down, you realize it's attached to a very thin-looking dart, the type of thing that you might find in like a blowpipe.
Yeah.
As you pick it up, it's for sure, it's a thing that maybe you've never used, but you know that the Assassin's Guild certainly employ this kind of thing. Put a little poison on the end. Usually will make someone tired or maybe knock them out entirely.
It doesn't look like ours, though, right?
Definitely not, no.
Okay. Great. They got him, and I mean, safe to assume if this is it, and they got Bug as well. Which way did I last see? Like, as we were walking away, did I last see Aura go? 'Cause she went in the like complete opposite direction of me.
Yeah.
And then-
Aura
yeah.
headed where you headed northeast, she headed northwest, and Beau headed south.
I think I tried to go back to where we all split and then retrace her steps. I'd like run back there, try to be quick about it. Because
Yeah.
if the Inquisitors got him, I don't think I'm gonna be able to just bust in.
There's
So
a group
I
of
could try.
people standing around a little northeast of where you were. In an
Yeah.
open market area, you can see just a bunch of people kind of gathered around an area. They all just seem to be talking. It's pretty strange and out of the ordinary.
I think I'd just quietly walk up to, a lady in the back and just be like, "What happened here?"
Oh, what happened? Let me tell you something, dearie. There was a murder, or maybe
A
attempted
murder? Who died?
Oh, it was an inquisitor.
An
Yes.
inquisitor was here and died.
Yes, it was a crazy fight. Fire, terrible woman with a very large sword. Cut him up. It was-
Horns? Or maybe some horns?
Yes, they both had horns. Both of them tieflings.
then-
One red like fire, the other one
Okay.
pale like death.
Which way did the big sword one go?
She ran off in that direction. She points up towards where the high town is, kind of the area where the Inquisition building is.
Is there like an inquisitor body there?
No, but there is like a scene of chaos. There's some blood. There's like scorch marks of fire, glass.
I don't think investigating this guy will help me as much as perhaps going and just chasing down a trail.
Hmm.
So I would, wherever the lady pointed, I would run in that direction.
Okay.
Again, trying to be swift instead of stealthy like I can be at while being very agile.
Yeah, roll me a dice.
20.
You're being followed. As you start maneuvering through town, you come away from this area where the chaos is, and you move kind of into, again, up towards where the high town is. Midtown is by far the largest portion of the town, and it's kind of, twisty and turny. It's all old cobblestone roads and dirt alleyways and canals. And as you're moving through things, you catch just out of the very corner of your eye someone very skilled following you as you move into an alleyway. Just as you turn just to follow your own tracks, you catch just the edge of a shadow of someone shift out of sight. It's in such a way that they most certainly were about to walk into this alleyway, and then they catch you turning and they turn.
I think I would keep walking and try to go around a corner and then get really quiet. And then if they come around, I'm going to try and sneak attack them.
Ooh, you have sneak attack?
Yep.
Let's see what sneak attack does again. Okay. You hide around a corner. Roll me a dice.
20.
20 again. I'm going to let you off.
I need these.
I'm going to let you off of a punishment that I gave KPP last week for not reading sneak attack properly.
Oh, okay.
It's when a nearby foe attacks a creature that's not you, you can exploit their focus. So you have to kind of have two people fighting, and when someone else attacks, you can use that opportunity. However,
okay.
the threat. Oh God, that was loud. The danger moves up this alleyway. You kind of put your back to the wall. You prepare to react to them as they appear. At the very moment, in one of those kind of anime moments, as everything freeze frames, this figure, cloaked in a black cloak from top to bottom, moves out of the alleyway. What are you doing?
I'm going to try. I'm going to try and get behind them and then, press the dagger right to their throat. Threatening to penetrate skin, but not quite doing it yet.
All right. Do you
And
say
I'm just
anything?
going to whisper, "Tell me why I shouldn't kill you right now."
There's the person comes to a full stop. I'm gonna roll a dice. Can you beat an 18?
It depends on what.
Just roll me a dice.
10.
The figure drops down quickly. You feel as your arm comes in to close on their arm, a hand kind of blocks your wrist just. Twists your arm, but not in a way that it hurts too much. He just turns around and drops his cloak down and says, "I'm not too old." It's Zach.
Why are you following me?
He looks you up and down and says, they want you. Now. In fact, they want all of you.
What for?
You are wanted.
I figured that much. I mean, they got Bug and they got Beau. I can only assume they got Aura. Although, I mean, there was apparently a dead Inquisitor in the road, so maybe they didn't. Maybe she escaped. No idea where she went, though. Just trying to find her.
What is your plan?
Can't be just bust in and kill them all now, can it? Can't really do that by myself.
What they say about you, is it true?
What part?
That you're responsible for the death of everybody.
I'm not responsible for any. I'm responsible of many deaths. You know this.
But on
I've
this
told you the
scale,
truth, though. Why would I hide that from you?
You removed the magic?
We didn't remove magic. We had no power over that.
You knew about this machine?
What machine?
Well,
What you mentioned to me, like, when I told you about the magic going. Some, like, Firefly crew? Something like that? Like, you told me. I don't know who they are. They're not us. Do you think I'd just leave the guild and go join some weird cult?
I think people do strange things all the time. I think a lot of them do it in defiance. But no, I don't. Come then. We have to get you out of the city.
And go where? I'm still waiting on another friend to arrive, and
Your friends are gone.
I can't have her walking in here, though. She's an old woman. Like, what's she gonna do when she gets in here? Fight them? I don't think so.
She is on her own. Your friends have already been captured, and you will be next. We will not be able to stop them.
You need to find Aura. I need to find Aura.
No, you're burnt. They know where the hideout is. They know most of our safe houses. You need to leave. Go to Streledo.
I'm gonna
Go to
hand him.
Throp.
I'm gonna reach in and hand him the rest of the story
What's
that
this?
I was holding. It's the rest. This is the rest that they want to know. We had no part in this. We had no part in whatever happened here. For all I know, like, I don't know what happened here while we were gone. A lot, apparently.
So
I
you
can't
want
just
to
leave
stay in
them.
the city?
I can't just leave them.
You think you're going to be able to take on the entire Inquisition by yourself?
Isn't that what I have you guys for? You could help.
I don't think we can help you. They'll wipe us out.
I need you to send word. I need you to try and send word.
To whom?
Brad, do I know? Are there any direct ports into Bologna? It's inland, right? So there can't be, right?
Yeah, the closest port is Daedon. There's Solva, Caspian Wharf, pretty much everywhere else actually. Bologna is one of the
But
main
if I
things
were
we
to,
have.
if like whenever I was living in that fake world, or fake year, what route would I have taken to get to Dustville, or to get to where Suuna was? Like what optimal routes?
Optimal route from Bologna would
Solva,
probably
maybe, or
Solva or Streledo, the larger ones. Daedon has a port. It is just a port city. So I guess that would have worked too. Pretty much any
can't
port on
be
the east or south, or west or south.
I need you to send a message. I need you to send it to every port that could come in from Dustville. And I need you to tell Suuna that she needs to be careful. That we're being kidnapped pretty much here and it's not safe. And to send word back, maybe to you. Because I guess you'll know where to find me.
They're going to be watching me. They're probably going to be watching the ports for messages.
They don't know where Bug is. He's in the warehouses. Sleeping.
Sleeping?
Yeah, he was attacked. They got him, I guess. It had to have been him. Or it had to have been them.
Yes, well, we did train some of them. They use a lot of our techniques.
Well, maybe we shouldn't have done that. Maybe that was a mistake.
We don't have a choice.
Okay, well. I really need to find Aura first.
Well, I'm afraid you're somewhat on your own.
I wrote you a message on your desk. I'm sorry about your desk, by the way. I'll make it up to you if I get out of this.
Very well. I still say you should leave. If they capture you, I will not be able to get you out easily.
Yeah, well, I promise I'll get out as soon as I find out what happened to Aura. How's that?
Good.
Try to send someone to Bug and get him to send the messages. He owes me that much at least for getting knocked on his ass.
And what of the drunk?
He's harmless. Just keep him there.
I think they're
I'll
going
pay
to
for
take
his
him.
bills too eventually.
I'll have to hand him over.
Maybe send him on his way then. At least give him a chance to run.
Yep. I don't think he's going to get far, but very well.
That's up to you. Whatever you think's the better option. If it looks like you comply, maybe you'll get to stay out of this. Maybe they'll trust your word a little bit more, but Kalugi has no information for them anyway. He doesn't know. He just thinks everyone's a demon.
Yeah, maybe he's right.
Yeah, well,
Very well. Good luck.
yeah. I'll need it.
I shall endeavor to keep you safe in whatever way I can, but not at the expense of the guild.
I wouldn't expect anything less of you. And then I reach in one more time. I grab a little note and I pass it to him, and then I just run off. I don't wait for him to open it or respond.
All right. He looks left and right, moves into the alleyway, and opens it. What does it say?
I'm not gonna say what it says yet.
All right. And that's where we end today's session. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and thank you so much for playing players.
Thank
Find
you so
out
much for GMing.
in the
Bradley.
future.
I'll find
Someday.
someone, I promise. Besides
It's hard.
Bug.
You're in a hard position. Yeah, in a very hard position to locate them.
Well, now they're coming after me, so.
Yeah,
I don't
kind
know
of,
about the
but-
rest of you, but I'm having a gay old time over here.
Yeah, you're having a great time on a ship.
Yes, I am.
So good sesh. Everyone's so split up. It's so chaotic, jumping back and forth all over the place. Lot going on, and a lot to continue next time. We'll do a quick round of shout outs to see where people can find you in the week, and then next week we will continue as the ship gets closer to the port of Daedon, and all these lot continue to do what the hell they're doing in the town. Don't split the party, or maybe, just maybe, it was a good idea. Let's go reverse order. Let's start with Pocket.
Oh, you know, I don't know what I'm doing this week. Games and stuff on twitch.tv/Pocket. You can follow my ramblings on Twitter if you want. I don't know if that's your thing, but at Pocket. And then D&D. D&D on Sundays and Star Wars D&D on Monday evening. So where it seems like no matter where I go, people are always trying to kill me. That's just the characters I roll. I won't say what I am fully, but I'm a bounty hunter in that one, so.
So everyone wants you dead.
But
Yeah.
I'm like the Cara Dune of like the Mandalorian bounty hunter, where it's just like huge. Like this huge, like hulking woman. It's great.
Brienne of Tarth.
Yeah.
Nice. What about you, Disby?
Hi, I'm Disparix. I played Bobo for you today. Thanks everybody so much for the amazing episode. It was so much fun watching everybody's perspective and stories and lore drops.
When you said
it's
my
been great.
girls, you don't know my girls. I was like, I love Beau so much.
Meanwhile, I'm going around calling Beau an old man and my grandpa.
Grandpa zoned. Oh, wait until he hears that, especially as what? Anyway, I'm playing a bunch of games next week. So yeah, if you wanna come hang out, find me here on Twitch, Twitter. Yeah, thanks everybody.
So glad I didn't have to pull off any of Beau's fingers.
Oh, thank God.
So, yeah. Thank you for not making me do that. It makes
Thank you for not
my
doing
life
it.
easier. What about you, Tuesday?
Hi, can we just talk about Suuna and Toby? Because that was so fun to watch. It was so romantic up there on the boat. I was in that, and they held hands, and now they're in love forever, and they're gonna go live together. And if you want to find me, I'm Tuesday Gray on Twitch and Twitter. That's really all I got.
All right. What about Mr. Romance himself, Ippo Tobith?
Hi everyone, I'm Zgodicus. It was a blast playing. Thank you so much, everyone. You can find me as Zgodicus in all the places on the internet. I have a podcast, there's Godcast, and my latest guest was Aaron B. Black, author of Firewall Down, a detective
The
like
author?
story, the author of that book, and it was great. And we talked about it a bunch, and about the characters, and about the process, and all that kind of stuff. So you can go to zgodic.us/pod or zgodic.us/YT to find the YouTube version, or just search Godcast on all the podcast places and find it there. And listen to what Aaron Black has to say about it. I had a great time with him. It was awesome. Thanks.
Zakotakos. And you can find Aaron, famous author Aaron Black, on our new show on Fridays, Rhyme of the Frost Maiden, if you want to badger him about other things as well. What about you, PB?
Oh,
Mrs. Romance.
Mrs. Romance. Yes. Old woman voice is over now. Hi, I'm PB, and you can find me at Twitch and Twitter at Pumpkinberry. That was really awesome. I never, when I originally started writing Suuna, I never imagined she would ever be able to have a moment like that. So thank you to Brad and thank you to Sagoticus for that, because that was very, very special. And I loved that. So, yep. And yep, you guys know where to find me by now. It's not here because two of the shows I was in and or GMing are gone now. So this is it.
Gone. Yeah. So don't worry about PB. Just
don't worry about it.
Just watch. I don't know, anything else. What about Katie
KPP?
Peters Plays instead?
I was not prepared for that. Watch PB2. I am Katie Peters Plays. You always do this to me, where I'm always like, I'll be ready for it, and then you throw me a curveball.
Well, I just wanted to do the thing that she never does to me when I'm like, no, don't worry about my channel, and she's like, you can go over it. No one's expecting me to agree.
Yeah. No one is, ever. So hi, I'm Katie Peters Played. I played Aura for you today. You can find me on Twitter at Twitch at Katie Peters Plays. I play games.
Spread rumors.
Brad spreads rumors. Let me tell you, I was in domestic dance chat last night, and somehow he found out. So I don't know what you're getting up to, but
want to find out all the hot rumors? Head on over to Katie Peters Plays Twitch channel.
I have to say, KPP, you saying "found out" like that is not.
Not my best term. Not my best phrasing.
Slowly but surely, the truth comes out and reveals itself.
You discovered the dark secret.
No, Brad.
No. I guess I'm saying Brad's rumors are successfully traveling, and that's very unfortunate.
For like 6 months, people in my chat thought my name was actually Karen. So,
Really?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I enjoy spreading misinformation. So make sure to head on over to Katie Peters Plays channel at twitch.tv/ninja. All right. We're gonna bounce. We'll be back
Make sure you
next
check
week.
out Brad too.
Yeah. What about
with
you,
more
Brad?
of this. Oh no, I deleted my
Bradley.
channel.
No, you fucking
Yeah, I
didn't.
had to. It was the only way.
He just got done playing Hellblade. It was amazing, and he'll be back
yeah.
Tuesday with a new game vote. So if you want to watch something new, go in, check it out, vote on the game that you want to watch, and he'll start something brand new. Tuesday, 9 a.m. Eastern.
It's Tuesday, innit?
It's Tuesday.
I'm taking tomorrow off because I've been sick for 2 weeks now, and it's killing me. I am slowly but surely becoming more and more exhausted. And I it's definitely COVID. It's gotta be.
There's that misinformation again.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll be here next week to GM another one for these wonderful people. Thanks so much for watching.
Yes.
What was that sharp
Can I
intake of
say
breath?
something?
Oh
It was
God.
a sharp intake of breath because can I share something silly that I'll never get to share otherwise? I wrote like a mini language for Suna's people in Dustvale. So the skybirds are actually Seishwa, which means breath bird, which means airbird or skybird would be. Anyway, that's it. That's all. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.